Salute, Nick's Real Talk, man. Divine, about to get on my grind, hop in the Black Knight, about to make it happen, man. Nick's Real Talk, we all over the place, about to get it popping. Divine, Bronx, Jedi, 7-6, the night show, the morning show. Nick's Real Talk, man, about to get in the Black Knight.
Nick's Real Talk, let's get it popping. We hopping like topping in the Jumpman brand, ain't no stopping. Divine and Bronx, Jedi, 7-6, we lit from Facebook, Twitter to Twitch, and all that shit. We number uno, the promo that blow like nitro. Now the streets are buzzing, so we flow with the night show, so spike them likes below. That thumbs up, run them up, and you double up, cause it's Nick's Real Talk, and we on the come up. We'll salute to the cats in the chat. So where it's at, now you place the chats, when I pace that under space where our face is at. We lace these cats with news, notes, stats, game recap, no hyperbole, we straight facts. In fact, we say it lit like a candle to out the handle on the banner. We violent, so subscribe to the channel. Nick's Real Talk. Nick's Real Talk.
Yo, salute everybody, salute Nick's Real Talk, man. We in the building, man. It's your man Divine, man. We here, man. Salute to everybody. Hope everybody doing well out there on this Sunday. We chilling, man. About to cut it up a little bit. Get into this Nick Talk, man, with this up and coming season schedule. So have everybody doing well, man. Y'all here on the Sunday, you chilling, you're relaxing, you're taking it easy, man. If y'all down your grind, man, just do what you got to do. You know, and the weather up on the coast up north, man, y'all be safe up there in New York City area, man. The weather's gonna be a little bit severe for the next couple of days, man. So I hope everybody just doing well, man. You guys is good. We ready to sit down on this Sunday, man, and get into it a little bit, man. I got my co-host Bronx Sports Jedi here being in the building later on. You know what I mean? So let's just get it, man. We're gonna get into this next schedule coming up, man. 82 game season. So we're gonna get into it, man. We got the schedule fully out there, man, and we're gonna get into that, break down the conference games, the division games. We're just gonna get into it, man. See how the Knicks gonna fare well with this season, and hopefully, man, everything work out. Man, salute to everybody in the chat already, man. Salute to Tim, my man P Nice, Robert Parr, Sean Hughes, everybody, man. Salute. Yeah, man, we're just gonna get into it. You know, we gotta really break this thing down, man, because we got a lot of games this year, full season. Knicks revamped roster, you know what I mean? Just like a lot of other teams in the league, they got a revamped roster as well. So we're gonna break all that down and see how we bowl against these teams coming up, man. I think we're gonna bowl well. Salute my man Mike Lugo in the building. I think we're gonna bowl well this year, but it's gonna be tougher than last year because everybody kind of stepped their game up in association. Everybody got a little better, especially in the Eastern Conference. Eastern Conference came a little bit more stronger than the previous years. A lot of guys from the West came over here, man, and added to these teams out here, man. So a lot of teams that was cellar dwelling last year, they're going to be able to come up a little bit. But I think the Knicks going to bowl well. So we're going to break all that down and get into it, man. Like I said, man, the schedule 82 game season, and we're going to break that down, man. So let's get into it, man. You know, first and foremost, y'all cats be safe out there, man. Y'all know COVID-19 still out there, man. Just watch yourself, man. The variance is kind of creeping around, back up and around the place, man. So y'all gotta be safe, man. And you know, just take care of yourself, man. And let's get into it, man. But real quick, man, let me salute to the chat. That's where it's at. And salute to everybody out there on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you're chiming in from. I'm streaming with Nick's Real Talk on this Sunday, man. So we appreciate that. Like I said, my co-host Bronx Sports Jedi here be in the building later. But yeah, man, let's talk, man. Crazy schedule coming up, man. Knicks got a 82 game season. We're gonna break down what the start of the season, which is gonna be with October the 20th, Wednesday. We're going to break that down, man, get into the teams that we're going to be playing, they roster moves, everything. So we're going to try to get into all that. But first and foremost, man, let me start by saying, you know, right now we're going to open up the season, you know, against the Boston Celtics. And then as you see right there on the screen, man, we got Boston the 20th on a Wednesday, 7:30 at the world's most famous arena, which is going to be a home game. So I think we're going to be interested, man. I know it's going to be crazy. Fournier and Kimba, they playing their old team on the first game of the season, man. Back, you know, Boston coming to town. You know, so we got to really see how they're going to bowl against them guys. But I'm excited about it, man. I can't wait for the season to get here fast enough. I just really truly think that you know, the Knicks going to have a great season, and I think we're gonna get this thing popping, man. So you know what, Boston Celtics, I'll go over their roster, man. I'll put that up there. Let us see what their roster going to be like and who they got in there, man. And everything like that. So right now, far as the Knicks schedule, as we see right there, first game Wednesday, October 20th, 7:30 Eastern time against the Boston Celtics at the world's most famous arena. It's going to be an exciting game, man, and and I think I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait for this season to start. You know, and once we get the training camp, get that thing popping, and it's going to be something, man. I agree with you, Robert Parr. This season's going to be a ride, man. It is going to be a ride this season, man. And I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to be a competitive team. I think we're going to really be battling this thing, man. I really think we're going to do well. I really truly believe that we upgraded our team in every position that we needed, even with Fournier and Kemba Walker, bringing back some of our guys who's already here, and the young rookies that we got coming in. So I think we did upgrade our roster pretty well, and so I'm anticipating a real grinded out hard for a season. I mean, the whole association got better, first and foremost. So, we just got to go in there and play the New York Knicks style of basketball, man, and let's get this thing popping. And bring that gritty committee defense back to the table like we did the past season. Hopefully, our offense has got much better with the additions that we brought in here, especially the 1 and the 3 with Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier upgrading that starting role. If that's going to be the case. So I really think that we do got more firepower. And it opens up the offense a little bit more for us. And Julius Randle, RJ Barrett should be able to piggyback off the guys that we brought in here, because I think it's going to create a lot of lane for these guys. Not so much clog in the paint. Hopefully, we have Mitchell Robinson back, for a full year if he can stay healthy. And he's looking to do what he got to do because it's a contract year for the young man. I'm looking for a great thing for Mitchell Robinson as well. So I think it's going to be real fire this year, man. And let's get into it, man. Boston, they upgraded their team. And, so we're going to, break down Boston roster, and see what they got going on right now. And they did upgrade their team pretty well. So they're going to be a pretty tough team out. If you look at what they got going on at the point guard situation, Marcus Smart, Chris Dunn, Peyton Pritchard, Trent Waters, Langford, Carson Edwards, and Jaylen Brown. And they did bring in Dennis Schroeder, which I just don't have his picture up there on the board. So they're going to be a pretty tough team out because, on that guard side, Chris Dunn is a good defense ball player. Marcus Smart is a good defense ball player. Jaylen Brown is one of the top defenders in the league. So, they're going to be pretty stacked at the point guard spot, man, at the shooting guard spot for the Boston Celtics. And then, so when we go up against some guys, it's not going to be easy out because they did upgrade their team pretty well. And I do think that they're going to really be a tough out for anybody, man. They just got to retool like everybody else did. Then you moving on to their forward position there. You got Jason Tatum, Josh Richardson is there now. Aaron Naismith is back. Robert Williams, who just signed that 4-year extension. They brought in Al Horford. I'm not sure if Luke Cornett's still there. Grant Williams is still there. I'm not sure. Jabari Parker is still there. So they small forwards and centers, four small and power forwards. They got a pretty good team there. Obviously, you think Jason Tatum, Al Horford. If they decide to go with Robert Williams at the 5, so they got a pretty good team down there, man. And they're definitely gonna be better than they were last year. So we're gonna look into that team and we're gonna be battling them on the first game of the season. And I really think it's gonna be a dog fight because Boston gonna look to they got a new coach down there and a Duque, so they're gonna be looking to make some moves down there, man, and try to get back into this thing like everybody else. But I do think they're gonna have a excited team. That you look at their center spot, and I think their center spot is Enes Kanter, Bruno Fernando, and Taco Fall. And I agree. Robert Parr definitely the lineup will be out the rotations. Hopefully the health and center can stay good. Absolutely, I agree with you I agree with you 100% on that one. So that's Boston's roster. And like I said, man, they upgraded. Like I said, Dennis Schroeder's not up there, but they did upgrade their team. So I think they're going to be looking to make some noise. So that's going to be our first game of the season, up against the Boston Celtics, and then we just had to, go and let them come to the arena, man. We against the World Bowl Training Arena, first game. The city going to be buzzing. Kemba Walker going to be in the building. It's going to be exciting, man. I think that's going to be a really tough game for the Knicks, but I do think we can win that one, man. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Wednesday home opener against Boston Celtics, we win that game. And we start off the season with a victory. I just think that the Knicks did what they had to do in the offseason to really make themselves a more better team. And so I think we can take that one right there, and hopefully we could just book that as a win in the win column for us. Robert Parr said a roster last year can run with these teams, new lineups. Imagine what our roster this year can do. I second that well, Robert, man. I just think that we got a way better team because of what we did and the type of offense that is going to create for us. No more worry about letting people sag off the point guard because Elvis Payton really couldn't knock it down like that. And then, then for Reggie Bullock, maybe much as he good as he was for us, Evan Fournier is a much better offense skill person. He can put the ball on the floor, drive through the hole. He can pretty much get it just about from every angle. So I do think that's going to make a difference in what we do this year, man. So I'm looking forward to that, man. But salute to the chat, man. Salute to everybody out there, man. Y'all like and subscribe. Then that next game going to be that Friday, man. October 22nd, we got the Orlando Magic away in Orlando. It's actually gonna be like a home and home. We'll be in Orlando on the 22nd of October. It's gonna be that Friday night Knicks game. So they're gonna be young up and coming team. They right now they're in a rebuild mode, so they're gonna be looking to kind of retool their thing and try to grow this thing from the base on up, because new coach Steve Clifford's not there no more. They got rid of the Fournier. They got rid of some of their major guys who contribute to that team as starters. With Vucevic last year to Chicago, Aaron Gordon went out to Denver. I mean, you still got Terrence Ross there. We got to see how Jonathan Isaac going to come back and how he's going to perform, having not played maybe in a year and change. So we're going to see how they're going to do. But they still got Jalen Suggs in the draft. I mean, they got Cole Anthony down there. Mikael Floats should be back this year because he was injured last year. So they got a nice young squad down there. And so I think we can go down there to Orlando for sure, man, and that Friday and get that W. Because I do think that I don't know if Orlando got enough to deal with us, and we'll see, man. And but I do think that we can go down there and give Orlando that W and that L. I'm sorry, that makes us put us back at 2-0 for the season coming out of the gate. And if that's the case, I think that bodes well for us. So we just got to see how that goes, man. I'll throw the roster up for Orlando in a minute and let y'all see what these guys are dealing with. But right now, I'm Orlando. Michael Carter Williams. I don't know if Chase and Randall will be back there. Delvin at the guards. They got Delvin Candy and Markel Floats, Jalen Suggs, Jeff Godwin, and Todd Edie. So I'm at point guard. R.J. Hampton, athletic young man. Cole Anthony, Gary Harris. He came over from the Denver Nuggets, and then you got Terrence Ross. So they got they backcourt. They got a couple of veterans back there, and Gary Harris and Terrence Ross. Obviously, Cole Anthony, new to the scene last year. R.J. Hampton, new to the scene last year in the rookie years. Michael Carter Williams is a veteran, once was a rookie of the year in the NBA. So they guard spots. They got a nice little nucleus there for us, something to build off of. I don't know if the Terrence Rosses and Gary Harris of the world will stay with them guys. They might be used as trade bait down the line. They're going to do the full rebuild. Then you look at them guys at the forward spot. James Ennis, a veteran. Dwayne Bacon, obviously now with us. So I mean, he's going to be on our training camp roster. Jarvis Tuma going to be there. Shakir Justin, I think he just came in. Montz Wagner's a rookie. He just came in. Chuma Oki, he's there. Dante Hall, Jonathan Isaac, who's going to be that. You always consider him that veteran now there, man, because he's the only guy I know other than Terrence Ross that been there, prior to the season, that's been around for a minute with Michael Carter Williams. And they brought him Robin Lopez and Wendell Carter Jr. So they got an Ashquam Muck guard, so they got a pretty nice little team down there. And Pudge nice MJ Walker, yeah, salute. I agree to that, man. He's going to be in training camp as well. Him and a couple of other guys, ML Sims and all them guys going to be in there. They did sign him to a contract. So Orlando, they got a rebuild going on with a couple of veterans they brought down there like Robin Lopez and all these guys. So I guess they're going to try to compete, but I don't know how far they're going to get with anything, man. I just don't think that team is is built for the long haul. So, I mean, I don't know if they're even going to sniff the buy-in. They might try to sniff the buy-in, compete on a good level, but I don't know if they even be able to carry too much weight against the Knicks this year. So, that's Orlando match that we got them on a back-to-back, guys. And that Sunday, we played them at the home at the World Most Famous Arena on the 24th. And right then there, that's a 7:00 game. So even the first three games for me, guys, I think the first three games, it's all winnable for the Knicks. I can see us doing 3-0 coming out the gate. We know the Boston game going to be tough, obviously, but we at home. We're going to have the crowd on our side, and people going to be amped, going to be psyched. So I can see the first three games, Boston and the two against Orlando. I can see the Knicks going 3-0 coming out the gate, and I really do. I really believe that they can win them three games, and then we got the next game against Philadelphia 76ers, which is going to be a beast at home that Tuesday, 7:30 at the World Most Famous Arena. We got Philadelphia coming to the World Most Famous Arena, and you know how it go down there with Joel Embiid and all them guys. So that's going to be a pretty tough game, and we just have to see how that pan out. And they got a pretty interesting roster. They still waiting on the Ben Simmons situation. I don't know how that's going to pan out. If he's going to be there once the season starts, or if he's not going to be there. But but right now, Philly, they're a formidable team, and they was up there up in the top of the rankings last year, top of our division last year with Brooklyn. And they retooled a little bit. They still got right now. You look at their roster. They still got Ben Simmons, Marquise Thibault, Raylan Tucker, Deshaun Nix, Steph Curry, Danny Green, Shake Milton, Fuzan Kuzma, which I think he re-signed this year, Jaden Springer, Tyrese Maxey, Mason Jones, and Isaiah Joe. They still got Mitch Bullock there. Braxton Key came in. So they're pretty deep at the guard spot, man. They got a really, really deep team. Salute my man 19 Comment. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you coming in. And then you look at their forward spots, obviously Tobias Harris, George Niang, Mike Scott, Anthony Tolliver, if he's still there. I'm not sure. I think he's not there anymore. Paul Reed, Joel Embiid, Andre Drummond, Flip Pretez, and Charles Bassey. Charles Bassey's a pretty good player. I do think that he'll make a difference for them guys for sure. Supreme Sister Lower, Chop Low, my brother. What up? Salute to you. So Philly gonna come out the gate. They got pretty much the same team intact. They added a couple of more pieces, and they brought Andre Drummond in there to back up Joel Embiid, which I think was a smart move for them, just in case if Joel Embiid can't go a whole season without maybe an injury here or there. Hopefully it don't deter his whole season. But I think they revamped and they brought a little bit of firepower in there. So we're gonna have to go up against a pretty much dominant Philly team, and Joel Embiid just signed that extension. He's gonna be hungry out the gate, looking to do what he got to do. So I think that's gonna be interesting to see how that pan out. And if it does, I think they're gonna be right back in the top of the East where they were last year. So the East gonna be pretty strapped, man. And but I'm looking forward to it, man. I think the Knicks can battle just against anybody as long as we healthy. And absolutely, no doubt, Supreme, no doubt, my brother. You know what? So we gotta say Philly gonna be formidable. We know that they're gonna be a tough team. They're gonna be on the top of that division. Them in Brooklyn, Boston, us. It's gonna be that division. Gonna be a tough division, the East, man. And we got to see how we're gonna roll with that thing, man. And then after Philly, we go away to the revamped Chicago Bulls. Obviously, Chicago revamped, and I brought in DeMar DeRozan. Who they brought in? Who else they brought in? They brought in some pretty Lonzo Ball, Veen back there. So that they're gonna look to take a step up in the East, this year, man. And so we got them away. You know what I mean? We got Chicago Bulls away on a Thursday, October the 28th, 8:00. Going to be a good game. I think that's going to be exciting to see that because they really, really revamped their team. And I think they're going to go out there looking to do some things in the East. Try to at least get into this playoff hunt, in the buy-in or higher. So I think you will see Chicago make a little noise this year. We got to see how their defense going to pan out, knowing that they got Vucevic down there. If you look at their team now, you probably say Lonzo Ball at the 1, DeRozan and Levine at the 2 and 3, Robert Williams most likely, and then you're gonna have to roll with Vucevic. Good offensive team. We have to see how they roll at the on the defense end, but offensively they're gonna be pretty stout down there. I think they got a good offense team down there. My man Frank Matos, my brother, salute to you. Thanks for chiming in. So I think they're gonna be pretty stout on the offense end. We just have to see how they're gonna pan out with their on the defense end. But I'm gonna throw their roster up there and let's see what's popping down there in Chicago. And what else they got going on with their roster. But they're going to be pretty formal this year. I think they're going to make some noise to try to get into that buy-in in the playoffs. It's going to be pretty tough in the East this year, guys, for sure. But Frank Matos got the tallest sign for them. I feel you on that one. And like I said, we got to see how they offense is going to be no problem. I mean, Vucevic is an all-star. DeRozan is a savvy all-star vet. Levine is an all-star. I mean, they do have, and Lonzo Ball, we have to see how that pan out. But as of right now, if you look at a roster in the guard spots, guys, they got Lonzo Ball, Kobe White, Devon Dotson, Ryan Archicello, if he's still there, DeRozan, Lowry, Zach LaVine, Alex Caruso, who came over from the Lakers. So they did add up. They did get some firepower there a little bit. Anyo DeSumo, who they drafted, Adam Madoka, Ethan Thompson at the guard. When you look at their forward spots, small forward and power forward, you got Patrick Williams, Troy Brown Jr., who's with the Nets. He came there, so I think he's going to get Denzel Valentine is there, Troy Baker. Laurie Marketing is not there. Thaddeus Young is not there. Al Fucarino is probably there. And then you have Javonte Green, Sterling Manley. Vucevic is going to be at the center with Tony Bradley, which they had picked up him. So they did revamp their team a little bit. The Bulls coaches, Billy Donovan, he was coaching last year, Oklahoma City coach, who came over to the Bulls last year. He's coaching them guys. So right now, as of Laurie Market is one of the guys out there. Thaddeus Young, I don't think going to be there. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Bulls do. But they're going to have a better season they had last year for sure. I think their team is much better. Just to add in DeRozan and Ball alone, now you move Kobe White probably to the bench. So that adds 5. They got Troy Brown there. They're going to be a pretty good team. So we're going to see what the Bulls going to do. Like I said, everything's going to determine what they do on the defense end. Offense, I don't think they're going to have a problem too much, but defense definitely going to be able to hang in there with the best of the guys and the best of the teams in the NBA. So that's the Bulls, man. That's the Bulls away on Thursday the 28th, 8 o'clock. And then we got a away game. Now we go down to Saturday. We go October 30th. We got Zion Williamson in the building. Will Slecker, salute my brother, salute to you. So we be going to New Orleans to play the Pelicans on the 30th of October. And, like I said, Zion, them in the building. So we're going to really get into that one. I think that's going to be a good game. And right now, if you had to look at the schedule so far, I got a win against Boston at home on the opener. I got Orlando win in Orlando. I got a win against Orlando at home. 6 is going to be a toss-up for me. That can go either way. And the Bulls at home, that can go either way. So right now, coming out the gate, it's possible it could be 3-2 in the first 5 games, and possibly be 4-1. If better we can find a way to knock off Philly at home, and then we go down to see what we do with the Bulls. So right now, I think we'll be a 500 team in the first 5 games. I'm looking at either 3-2 or 4-1. Like I said, Saturday, October the 30th, 7 o'clock Eastern, we go down to New Orleans to play Zion Williamson and them guys. They revamped their team. They got pretty good this year. They went and got a couple. They made some good moves there. I think about Valanciunas in there. We're gonna look at their roster and see what they got popping off. So that's gonna be an interesting game down there in New Orleans. Let me throw that up there, guys. Let me see what we're going on with that. New Orleans Pelicans. Here we go. New Orleans right now, from what I see, Devontae Graham, they signed in the free agent in the offseason. He's going to be an addition to their team because they moved out Lonzo Ball. They brought in Devontae Graham. You got Neil Alexander Walker still there. They signed Thomas Saransky. He's there. Kyra Lewis Jr., who was their rookie last year, he's there. Didi Lazander and Jose Alvarado, Josh Hart re-signed with them guys. Gary Temple, you got Brandon Ingram at the start with their small power forwards. Trey Murphy III, who they drafted this year. James Nunley, Naj Marshall. You got Herbert Jones and David Delano. And when you go into the power forward, obviously you got Zion Williamson, Jackson Hayes, Wendell Gabriel, Valanciunas at the center with Willie Hammer Gomez, who they read up. Ex-Knick, they signed him up too. They re-signed my man. They gave him some money. So that's their roster, man. They got a pretty decent roster in the West. I mean, Valanciunas is going to play a major part there. I do think him and Jackson Hayes and Zion up in the front with Gabriel and guys, they're going to be really be a tough out. And I think they're going to. I don't know if they definitely going to sniff the buy-in for sure. To me, how far they go up in it all depends how that team gel and how they come together. Frank Marshall got Brooklyn 1, Bucks 2, Hawks 3. Knicks 4, Philly 5. Wow. Hornets 6, Celtics 7, and the Bulls 8. Frank got the Knicks at the 4th spot. I'm not mad at that at all. He got the Hawks leapfrogging us. I'm gonna have to. I don't know for Frank. That could be a flip flop right there. We'll see. And my man Robert Woodbridge, salute to you, my brother, for chiming in. So the Bulls got New Orleans got a pretty interesting team down there. They still got Brandon Ingram, who probably going to be at the 3, Zion at the 4, Valanciunas is going to start at the 5. Obviously, you got Devontae Graham probably start at the 1, and maybe Josh Hart would probably look like that for that team. There, so we'll see how they pan out. So as of right now, if you look at our schedule and what we're doing, we started off Boston, two home and away with the Orlando Magic. We got Philly, then we got the Chicago Bulls, then we got New Orleans Pelicans. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 games. Can we be looking at 4-2? Possible. Like I said, the away games, I can see 4-2. I can see 3-3 right now coming out of the gate so far. Salute to my man Baba Booey in the building. Salute Baba Booey. So right now, guys, if you're looking at the first six games, yeah, I can see the Knicks definitely going 4-2. And if one slip away, 3-3, 500, and then we back at home on November 1st. It's going to be at 7:30 at the world most famous arena against the Toronto Raptors. We'll be home on November 1st, and we'll see how that's going to go with the Toronto Raptors. Man, I think that's a winnable game for us. And let's look at what Toronto Raptors is doing and how they revamp their roster this year and see what they brought in and what they do. But I do think we got a good chance to be pretty stable at the beginning of the year. I think, when I put up our roster in a minute, guys, to let you see we got. Obviously, if you look at their point guard and shooting guard position, they got Van Vliet, Malachi Flynn, who had a great summer league. They brought in Gordon Dragic. You know what I mean? So that's a boost for them, even though they lost Kyle Lowry. But Gordon Dragic is a good pro. He's a professional. He know how to get down. Then they got this guy like De'Anthony Barton, Paul Winston, David Johnson, Gary Trent Jr. Obviously. So they brought in Scotty Barnes. They're going to play they got Scotty Barnes at the shooting guard. I think he's going to be a small forward to me. Then you got Jalen Harris, Ishmael Wainwright, OG Anunoby still there. Stanley Johnson, I don't think he's there, guys. Sam Dekker, I think they brought him back. He came from overseas. He's there now. Justin Champagne, if I'm saying that right. Isaiah Mike, you got Pascal Siakam. We don't know how that's going to pan out. Boucher is still there. They brought in Precious Achua, Freddie Glimpse, and you got Baines and Birch at the centers. So I think they'd be in the hunt to be in that buy-in. I don't think they're going to make major noise to me. I think they got a good team, but I don't think they're going to be in that top 6 to me. For sure about that. So I think Toronto Raptors got a good team. I think they'd be fine. And my man is in the building. Salute Bronx Jedi in the building. Salute my brother.
What's going on, man? And good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Baba Booey, Frank Mantos, Robert Woodward, Conman, Chop Low, Mike Lugo, Robert Paul, my main man. We're back at it again. Salute to Tim Smith, everyone in there. Pudge Nice, everyone. If I forgot you, I could go as far as back as I possible. But thank you for joining us. I'm in here, man. Where we at? Bring me up.
Yeah, right now, we had the Toronto Raptors, the 7th game of the season. Just pretty much going over their roster and what they got there, and what they brought in and what they're gonna be, for going into the the up and coming season.
Hold on. I got breaking news. Hold on. Game number 2 of the Knicks season. Bronx Sports Jedi will be there in person, live and in color at the Amway Arena, invading with wearing the Knicks banner, because that's what we do. Knicks Real Talk will be in Orlando in person. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 1 p.m. and my butt will be there. Absolutely. Go ahead, Divine.
Yes, indeed. Salute. Yeah, and I'm looking at my birthday, guys. December the 14th, Knicks and Golden State Warriors at the world most famous arena. We're gonna get that thing popping. We're gonna try to get a group thing going on. If not, I will be in the building on December 14th on my birthday. Golden State Warriors and the New York Knicks. Yes, indeed. And then listen, man. So right now, BF, we was going over. I got the schedule and the team rosters up. Right now, we at the Toronto Raptors, and I'm looking at what their roster has so far at every position, and they look pretty good. I don't know if they're gonna be in the top, let's say top 8 possible, but I do think they got a little better. They brought in a little bit more firepower. I mean, they brought in some young guys and the other veterans other than Gordon Dragic and that's one of the and Precious and that trade for Kyle Lowry coming from Miami. They brought my man in there. So I mean, other than that, they pretty much bring their team back. With Sam Dekker came back to the front. He came over here. So we'll see, man. I think you look at their roster. Obviously, Fred VanVleet going to be the point guard. I think you got to throw Gary Trent Jr. at the 2 starting. Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, and I guess you had to pretty much throw Baines at the 5 at the start of 5 for them. Then so I think they got a pretty nice team there. You got Boucher coming back. You got Pascal Siakam. Well, he's going to be in the starting lineup, obviously. So I think they're going to be. I don't know how much noise they make, but I think they'd be in that buy-in for sure. I do think that. So I came out the gate with the first game of the season, Boston. I think we win that one. I think we win Orlando home and away. I think they're going to be a tough battle against the Sixers in the 4th game. I can see the Knicks winning and losing that one either way. So let's say right now I'm looking at, let's say 3-1 after the Sixer game. Then we go to Chicago for that game number 5. Chicago going to be amped too, I'm quite sure, but I think we could work that out there. Let's just say we come out the gate 5-1. Then we go to New Orleans. We play the Pelicans in New Orleans. They revamped their team. And then like I said, we just spoke about Toronto. Then we away with Indiana. Tough game, guys. Wednesday, November the 3rd, 7 o'clock away in Indiana. Gonna be a tough game. Got a good team there. I'm gonna bring their roster up and everything. We go over that. But BS, I think that's gonna be a pretty exciting game right there because they got a pretty good team down there.
I'm looking at that schedule. No, excuse me. Let me find it on my page.
And I bring up their team and they roster, let you see what's cooking with that while you do that. Guys, Toronto. If you look at all their guards from the point guards and the shooting guards, they got Malcolm Brogdon. They brought T.J. McConnell back, Edmond Summers, Dwayne Washington Jr., Karis LeVert still there, Justin Holiday, Jeremy Lamb. Pretty good team down there. And they brought in Chris Duarte at the shooting guard. Cassius Stanley, I think. Then when you move to they small forward, the power forwards, obviously T.J. Warren's coming back this year. Going to be a pretty big year for him because he's going to be a free agent as well. They brought in Torrey Craig, Jakir Sampson. He's a gritty dude, man, real gritty dude. Terry Taylor's there. As far as I know, Isaiah Jackson, who they drafted from Kentucky, is there at the power forward. Keelan Martin, Sabonis obviously going to be in Miles Turner. That's going to be they center spot where they put up there. Look like they'll be center power forward to me. Then they got Goga, Badiz and Amendia Barma. So that's their roster. Pretty good roster right there. I think they're gonna be definitely up in there, man. I would not sleep on them guys one bit. And I agree with you, Robert Parr. T.J. Warren is a talent. I always wanted T.J. Warren. I think his offensive skill set is real nice. So we're gonna have to see, man. They're gonna definitely make some noise. They won't be in no buy-in, I don't think. I think they will be competing for that seventh and sixth possible. I just think that they got a good team. Now they got Coach Carlisle coming down there who pretty much preaches defense. So we had to see how that go, BF. I think that's going to be a pretty good roster right there.
Yeah, it right now it's a little bit difficult to kind of predict these things because of the injuries, who makes the cuts, who doesn't. The way I kind of like the feel of it in the increments of 10 games. The first 10 games, what is the expectation? And of course, we're looking at the schedule. What do you think they'll go in their first 10 games? And if the Knicks settle for, if we could come out of the gate 7-3 in the first 10 games, I'll take it. I don't know by which way or which, by hook or crook, whichever way in there, I'll take it. But it's good to break down who we think from last year's rosters and last year's matchup, the way we match up. Remember, year to year is something different, but sometimes you could kind of see a little bit, take a temperature of how they're going to pan out. The one interesting with the Orlando back-to-back, and I hate to say that every time the times I've gone in the short recent year to Orlando, the Knicks always fall in that game. And they always have that dreadful third quarter collapse, but it's a different Knicks team. I'm hoping they sweep those two games back to back with the Orlando Magic. That Toronto Raptor team is really a little bit, to me, a pest. They're really a pest because they also have a speed and a lot of athleticism with Trent and so forth. That and Siakam and Precious. That's going to be a real tough matchup for the Knicks. Like you said, I think Toronto will be around that play-in tournament competitors or close to it, around there hovering. But I think they got a little bit better, in my opinion. I think they're going to be better than last year or better improvement. Indiana, this is where it's important when the first 10 games, how the rosters and situation. They're coming in with a new head coach and putting in a new implemented system, getting to know and getting acclimated to it. So we need to win those games. When we play out of that roster that we see, the first 10 games, Indiana has a new head coach. Pelicans have a new head coach. Let's see, was that Houston? That's the Raptors. And Chicago, that's going to be a tough battle. I think was until they get to know how to play with each other. I think the Knicks, calamity as a team, we're bringing back most of the band. I think they win that game versus Chicago. So you look at those type of things, and in the first 10 to 15 games, that's what's going to be important. The chemistry, the injuries, of course, and teams knowing the system of their head coach. And I think the Knicks have a leg up on that going into the first 10 games.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Right now, I got just my prediction and my thoughts. I really in the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I went 7. I got Knicks 5-2. I think we can escape 5-2. We can do 4-3. I do think that much. Then we got that Friday game, away game, guys, against the defending NBA champions, November 5th, 7:30 in Milwaukee against Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks. So, we got to go into Milwaukee on that Friday night game, 7:30 Eastern. Obviously that's going to be a tough game. Them, like I said, them the defending champs right there. But we have to see how what they did, what they rostered, in this offseason. Right now, from the point guards and the shooting guard situation, Drew Holiday at the point guard. They signed him to a 4-year extension during the season last year. They brought in George Hill from the Philadelphia 76ers. Great addition in the backup as a veteran. Jeff Teague is still there. I'm quite sure he should be there. I'm not sure if he is or not, guys, because some of these guys are there, some not, but they did upgrade it to the floor most of they can for his lineup. You got Jason Kutcher, Mike Smith, Elijah Bryant. D'Angelo might be back. They brought in Rodney Hood, Pat Covington. They brought in Grayson Allen. So that their guard spot is pretty deep there. They got a pretty good deep team in the guard. And they small forwards and power forwards. Obviously, Chris Antetokounmpo. They signed Thanasis to another deal. They brought in Justin Jackson, was a good move. Tar Hill can shoot the ball. Jordius Kalazakis, actual Toupee. Obviously, we got the Greek freak there. Bobby Portis, they brought back. They gave him a deal. And Miami, the Duke, he's pretty good. I want to see he's going to take it. They brought in Shimi Ojale who used to be with the Boston Celtics. Jordan Norara, Sarando, Malakashvili, Rodios Kuros. I didn't know they brought him in there. Either ex-net. And then they still got Brook Lopez. So they got a pretty deep team. They run everything back. They minus PJ Tucker. For the one I know he left to go to Miami or free agency. They got a pretty deep team there. They defending champ. Obviously, they're going to be up there in the 1 or 2, 3 spot between them, Brooklyn, whoever the case may be. But if you want to book an L, then you have to book an L on that one. Like I said, it just thoughts, prediction, nothing guaranteed. I'm just trying to kind of see what we would think where we would be at for the wins and losses, just predicting, nothing set in stone. But let's say if the Knicks take an L on that one, BX, because I do think Milwaukee got a roster that's deep. It's still the Milwaukee Bucks on any given Sunday. Anything can happen. But right now, Milwaukee, man, what you think, man? They you think they're gonna be just selling big enough that championship run, or you think they're gonna be by the time we get to them, they'll be kicked in and they're ready to get it popping?
No, that's a game. That's a winnable game for the New York Knicks. If we look at their, like I said, it's too early to take the temperature. But if you look at a team that wants to take that next step, and they're going to go in there with that training camp thought, like, man, we got to set a message into the league that, well, last year wasn't a fluke. One, second is that first round exit. That's not New York Knicks basketball. We just happened to play a team that was inspired and hot in Atlanta Hawks. All these narratives, and Coach Thibodeau's building something here, and we are I guess they're going to embrace that Big 15 mentality again. And if we are this Big 15, we want to show the NBA and put them on notice that we are a deep team. And when I say we are a deep team, that's what they're going to do. And I think when they come, and that means that I feel that they're going to circle that game on the calendar and say we're going to win that game. And I think they're going to show the league and make a statement. How do you make a statement to the league and put a league on notice? You go out and beat the best team in the regular season at that time, or the defending champions. And I think the Knicks, as an organization, as a team, as a all around, are going to make that statement in this regular season. Because remember, we're here. Remember the big old motto that Willis Randle said, we're here? They need to do that and establish it with this new season upcoming. And by beating the defending champions and saying we're here, I think they're going to be up for it. They're going to be good. And I think we have almost 15 plus televised games, and now they're being taken for real. So I think they're going to make a statement. Now, in my opinion, I could see them winning that game. I could give them right now, and I don't know what the roster is. I give them a 70% chance of winning that game. Okay.
Yo, salute to KJ. KJ, salute my brother. He got 22 national televised games, and that's awesome, man. And, so I think that's going to bode well for us. Part nice they go get Millsap. That's not a bad pickup right there, man. I mean, no. I got a feeling the Nets and somebody one of the contenders who really fighting for a title going to scoop in and get him. I really believe that's going to happen. But I love Paul Millsap is a good, savvy veteran, and so that would be that like I said, that Milwaukee game. Then after that, we home against the Cleveland Cavaliers, guys. Let me throw that up there right quick. and we'll be home on Sunday, November 7th. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers at 6 o'clock on a Sunday against Cleveland. Cleveland, obviously, they looking to try to get back to a certain level of play and hopefully try to sneak into the buy-in. We heard a lot of Colin Sexton noise this year, but so far nothing has progressed on that level. But if you look at their roster and what they have at the point guard and shooting guards, Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, they got Dellavedova if he's still there. They brought in Ricky Rubio in that trade. And they got Jeremiah Martin, Damian Dotson. He's still there. Ex-Knicks, salute Damian Dotson. Broderick Thomas, Chandler Verdon. And then when you go to the small forward and power forwards, Okoro, C.D. Osman, Dalen Wilder, Kevin Love. That's interesting what they're going to do with the Kevin Love thing. Isaiah Hartenstein, if he's still there. Larry Nance is another name still there. I can't pronounce the name from Mafundo Cabagel. LeVar Stevens had a good summer league. Then you got Dean Wade, good shooter, and you got Evan Mobley, who came in and a top drop draft pick, and you got Jared Allen. So they got a pretty good, solid little team to build around. I think you look at your starters. Obviously, you got to be Darius Garland and Colin Sexton at the 1 and 2. Then I guess you're going to throw a Coro there at the 3. I think he established himself. And then I don't know, do you do Mobley at the 4, or is Kevin Love going to be able to start at the 4 with Jared Allen? So if that's the case, then they got a little solid team. They have nothing to sniff about. I think it's a winnable game for New York. I do think the Knicks can go in there and win that game. I mean, not go there, win that game. We'd be at home for that game. I think that's a winnable game for us. So I have no doubt about that. I think that'll be bode well. Yeah, salute my man KJ, my brother. Salute. Baba Booey said, "You mean playing laugh aloud? Do you want to buy ha? Good one, Baba Booey. Pud nice. Salute Dot. Yeah, man, no doubt. But yeah, man. They're gonna be trying to get into the buy-in. Obviously, they still got. If they wouldn't have did that, Colin Sexton is not nothing. He's not a slouch. And he can ball, and obviously you got Kevin Love down there, savvy veteran, and Jared Allen. They gave him his money. That backcourt pretty offensively anyway. That's a nice backcourt. They pretty good, obviously, BS. But other than that, I think that's definitely. I think we definitely win that game. Anything can happen, but I think we win that game for sure. And then I think the Knicks got a chance to come out the gate pretty good, man. 7-2. 8-1 is very possible. So I'm looking forward to the first 8 games.
Yeah. I know there's a game coming up that circle. It's the Tuesday before the Thanksgiving festivities, the 23rd of November. I know, but we'll get to that there. That's one game I'm looking forward myself. But with the Cleveland Cavaliers, I think there might be a dangerous team ready to take a year to remember. They're going to come back all pretty much and play together, except for the draft, the young draft picks that they drafted this year. But they're coming back together. I can see Kevin Love finally playing and actually contributing, and that could be another dynamic that they could send, unless they release him or trade him or whatever happens in training camp. But that's going to be an interesting Cleveland Cavaliers team. And remember, in the beginning of the season, a lot of teams that are scheduled to lose a lot of games, or supposedly with Vegas don't final, they tend to win they tend to shock and win certain games. And we don't want to fall into that trap, because then they start getting momentum, believing it, and they start sometimes overachieving. So that could be a dangerous game for the Knicks with the Cavaliers. But like you said, I think the Knicks have more talent, and I think they will prevail on that game. But it's right now so much uncertainty. But if we're going by what we've seen last year, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll win that game against Cleveland Cavaliers going forward.
Yeah, I agree. I think Cleveland's their Achilles heel going to be that defense in the backcourt, because I think Jared Allen gets you solid defense in the core role as a defense mount. His second year, he's going to play some good defense down there. Other than that, man, their defense is going to be their issue. I don't believe that they got enough defense to hold the Knicks. I just don't think that Kevin Love can't do nothing with Julius Randle. I know that for a fact. And I know that backcourt, Darius Garland and Sexton, they're not the greatest defenders. I think Kemba Walker and Fournier had their way with them. And I think RJ and Okoro were just gonna have to go at it. You know what I mean? So I could definitely see that being definitely a winnable game for sure, man. I don't have no doubt in my mind the Knicks win that one. Then we away, man. I bring the schedule back up. And then we go away, guys, on Monday, November the 8th. Because after this, Cleveland is a back-to-back against Philly as well. Let's put that out there. Philadelphia is a back-to-back. After Cleveland, we play a back-to-back. So we got to do the Cleveland on the 7th home. Then we go right down the Turnpike, Pennsylvania Turnpike. And then we go play the Philadelphia 76ers in the Philly. Tough game. You know, like I said, I won't even put their team up there because I already did that already. But tough gonna be a tough fight right there, man. Philadelphia, like I said, defending. They got Joel Embiid back there. They signed him, gave him his money. They brought in a couple of guys. They brought in Andre Drummond to back him up, you know, just in case something go down there. So they're gonna be looking pretty tough. So I can see us losing that game, no doubt about it. I would say 82-0. You want to be truthfully, ask me, but obviously we know that's not the real deal. So let's not deal with no hyperbole. But I think even we take an L on Philly. I think within them first 10 games, I think we'll be over a 500 ball club, which bodes well for me.
These games that I'm looking at the schedule before the back-to-back, there's basically 1 day of rest, and they're right back at it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this coaching staff need to be at least 12 men deep because we need to be has to play 12 men deep. Excuse me, let me really rephrase that because there's not going to be really a lot of time in between to get a lot of rest, especially coming out of the gate. And they need to play. Salute to all our wives. Salute to Continental Comment. What's going on? And Kibbit. I haven't seen Kibbit in a while. And D-Ross. So I'm glad to see you here this afternoon. Now, they're going to have to play their men. They have to be 12 men deep. That's going to be interesting on that Cleveland and Philadelphia back-to-back. We all know, I don't think, so early in the season, I don't think he's going to play both of the point guards back-to-back here. And that's where the role of these point guards coming in. Miles McBride, Luca Veldoza, Dwayne Bacon. So it's going to be interesting how they're going to structure this roster, keeping an eye on the first half of the season because there's really not looking at it. There's really there's 1 day of rest in between and right back at it. And remember, they got to get their bodies reacclimated to play another 82-game season. They were shortened bubble season, then it was the 72 condensed season. And now they're going to play a normal 82, so that the stamina and roster is going to be very important for the New York Knicks, and not just the Knicks, the NBA and all around. And it's going to be interesting how the front office and the coaching staff is going to navigate through that in these first few weeks of the season. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it definitely is. Coming out the gate, you know, I always say maybe at the 10th, 11th game, that's when everybody kind of getting the sync. So you're not going to see the full throttle, real and high intense basketball coming out of the gate. But you know that and then after that one, when we home November 10th, we got the Milwaukee Bucks. You know what I mean, on Wednesday, November 10th at the World Most Famous Arena at 7:30. Let me throw that up there. You know, we got them cats up in the building again. And so we got Milwaukee coming back to on a Wednesday. So that's going to be an interesting one there because I do think we do have opportunity to beat them at home. And we play them early. We played them on November 5th in Milwaukee. Then we play them November the 10th at home. So that's going to be the one. Somebody win one at home. He wins at home. Milwaukee Bucks that I did put their schedule up. I mean, they roster up not too long ago. For all those who didn't see it, I can throw it up there again, no problem. Let's throw the Milwaukee Bucks roster up there right quick, and for the guys who didn't see it can see what they're dealing with. And like I said, obviously they brought back, you know, the Greek Freak, the defending champions they are. They won the whole thing last year. Like I said, Drew Holiday, they brought in George Hill. I don't know if Jeff Teague's still going to be there. Jalen Kutcher, Mike Smith, Elijah Bryant. Don Vincenzo didn't play last year. He got hurt, so he'll be back in full throttle. Rodney Hood is there. Pat Connaughton, Grace. They brought in Grayson Allen, a good sharpshooter out of Duke, who was with the Memphis Grizzlies. Javion Blair, and obviously the small forward and power forwards, Chris Middleton, Antetokounmpo, Justin Jackson, ex Tar Heel, good shooter. Gregorius Kalatitis, Exano Tupe, obviously the Greek Freak, Bobby Portis, they brought him back. Madai Daki, Semi Ojale was with the Boston Celtics, he's there. So they got Brooke Lopez and Robin Rodius Koros, who's with the Nets not too long ago. So they brought back, they brought a couple of they lost PJ Tucker, like I said earlier, guys. So they pretty much brought back their team with a couple more guys there to kind of add on to what they got. But I think it's a winnable game for New York in the World Most Famous Arena. I do think it. But that's a tough team, man. That Drew Holiday, man. I'm gonna tell you, man. After what he showed me in the championship and in that conference series, man, the way he was putting the clamps down on Chris Paul and them guys, man. But how hungry are they going to be coming out the gate? Because are they still high off the championship? And are they going to be ready, settled and locked in, and ready to take on this thing and try to get another ring? Because Giannis acting like he was taking from what he was saying like this, we trying to win next year as well. So we have to see how that pans out for them guys, BX. But another tough game, but I think it's winnable for sure.
There's Milwaukee, yeah, of course, because they're gonna want to. Of course, they need to win those games. They playing them early because if they want to hold off to that Eastern Conference number one spot, they got to beat them. Mm-hmm. I went right over your head, Devon. It just went.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, it did. Yeah, they did. They better beat. They're gonna have to beat themselves for sure.
So they want. Yeah, they want. I'm having them winning the number one seed in the East, so they got to win these teams. But no, just joking around. Yeah, they got to show their home dominance. Also, that's another thing. Remember, we want the Knicks to take another step in the regular season. You were the fourth seed. We need to improve on that. How we could continue on defending home court, our home court dominance. The defending champion is coming into the world's most famous arena on that day. We need to show them that we defending not in our house. You may be championship, but we want to be where your level is. And when you do that, you're not going to come in our house and beat us. We're going to give you and they beat the Milwaukee Bucks at home, if I'm not mistaken, last year. I think over 30 points. I think when they had that blowout of the Milwaukee Bucks, it's a different team, but it's all but it's the same. We want to see that same result, not a 30-point. We love another 30-point blowout, but we need to beat them at home, establish our dominance at home, going forward with that, and I think they'll be up for it. I think we'll see. We'll catch up. We'll see on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, on that Friday in my neck of the woods, I probably go to that game, Charlotte. They're going to go to Knicks play Charlotte Friday, November the 12th. In Charlotte, man, let me throw that up there. So I'll probably get attend that game, man, go down there and do Knicks Real Talk, broadcast live from Charlotte Hornets Arena. They got Charlotte Hornets, man, 7 o'clock Friday, November the 12th. Let's look at their revamp route. They definitely revamped their roster. They brought in some guys and they let Devontae Graham go. So Charlotte's looking pretty tough. They're gonna be pretty tough out this year. They're gonna be a good team for sure. I think they're gonna definitely be better than they were last year. Here we go, Charlotte Hornets. Let's look at their guard spots, and we'll go down the roster. Ish Smith they brought in, Brad Wanamaker they brought in, Grant Raller, Terry Rozier they gave an extension to. That was smarter than they gave Terry there a 4-year extension. That's why I can see why they let Devontae Graham go. So Scary Terry stays there. You got DJ Carlton, obviously LaMelo Ball, Nate Darlin, James Bouknight, who they drafted. So obviously I'm coming out of Connecticut, Scotty Lewis, and Tyler Harvey and Miles. And then you go to their power small forwards. Miles Bridges had a good year last year. They brought in Kelly Oubre, Wesley Awadu, Caleb Martin, Gordon Hayward should be back for them this year. You got Cameron McGriff, Arodius, Calaba, Cody Martin. I think one of the Martin brothers they let go. Kai Jones they brought in, JT Thor, Peter Washington is a beast, Jaden McDaniels, Vernon Carey Jr. I don't know if they brought back Biambio, but I know they brought in Plumlee, Nick Richards at the center. Good team. Especially with the addition of Kelly Oubre, bringing him in there. You got Gordon Hayward coming back. And like I said, obviously LaMelo Ball and Scary Terry going to share the backcourt together. Miles Bridges, obviously, I think he moves in there. So it's going to be between Gordon Hayward, Kelly Oubre, and Miles Bridges get one of them guys coming off the bench. And you got PJ Washington there as well. We had coming out there. So they got a pretty good team down there, man. I think they're going to definitely be sniffing for that AC. I can see them guys making some noise for sure, man. They're going to be a pretty good team, in my opinion. We see how it all gels out. But I think so. Salute to Uncle Fulio. Josh, what up, my brother? Salute. Uncle Fulio is Would a 7 seed playing game be considered a regression for the Knicks? Absolutely. I do. I think nah. I think the Knicks. I think the reason why I say that, Uncle Fulio, I know everybody got better. We did too. I think people are going to underestimate what having somebody, much as I love Alfred Payton on the defense, then a point guard that the defense can't just forget about. And then I think Evan Fournier, one of the better me shooting guard, small forwards in the league, man. I think what he could do on that team. I think you talking about almost upgrading the 1 and 3 spot with almost 17 more points a game. Because if you just say hypothetically, let's take this here, BX. Let's just say Kemba Walker give you 16 a game this year. Let's give you 16, no doubt. Every night, 16 a game, and Evan Fournier give you 17 a game every night. Because that's consistent play. That's 34 points a game opposed to Alfred Payton's 10 a night and Reggie Bullock's 10 a night on an inconsistent night. On every other night, they're inconsistent. So I do think, and I think it opens up the floor with a healthy Mitchell Robinson playing. Hopefully, if Mitch come back and play pretty much the whole season, I think the Knicks will be a problem because now you got him and Nerlens Noel there for the whole season. And I think that we got probably one of the better second units in the league. If you're gonna go out on a limb and say Derrick Rose, Emmanuel Quickly, Alex Burks, Obi, and Noel, camaraderie, chemistry, they know how to play the game together. I think Alex Burks and like I said earlier in one of the other streams, Alex Burks and Derrick Rose gonna be our primary guys in that second unit. That Obi and them gonna piggyback off them guys and get in where they fit in. I think the Knicks gonna have a pretty good thing rolling. So I think we go. I still think we stay around 4th to 5 for sure.
I'm gonna address that question. If the 7th seed in the play-in, I don't think it'll be a regression if they become the 7th seed in the play-in, make the playoffs as a 7th seed, and they go 7th game in the playoff and first round and lose. I still don't think it's a regression either because they finished pretty much what they were last year. If they still go that route and they still win and they go to the second round, do you guys find that as a regression? No, because they went to the second round regardless of being the 7th or 8th seed. Now, if they go in to the 7th seed to the play-in game and don't win the play-in game, you could say that's a bit of a regression. But if they don't make the playoffs, then you could say. But if they make the playoffs either by the play-in tournament or by a seed, it's still in the right path. You're still building because you're still in postseason, no matter what ifs, ands, or buts on that. So even because, like you said, the conference has gotten more better. And there's been an upgrade in the conference with talent and competitiveness. So if you make the playoffs, either playing or not playing, it's still a good thing. So I think as long as they don't finish 10th, 9th, or 10th, I think with anything else is the train is still on the right track.
Yeah. Hey, Pud, nice. I agree with you on the Michael Jordan thing, but you got to give kudos to Mitch Kupchak though. Mitch Kupchak really came down to Charlotte when he came there as the GM. We had to be on the Lakers all them years. Pudge, him and Michael Jordan. Yeah, I think Michael Jordan did a good thing bringing him in there. Mitch Kupchak, the one thing, even when the Lakers was going through all that nonsense with the Jeannie busting her brother, Mitch Kupchak was the stable force behind that franchise. He kept them guys and he kept them guys intact while they was going through what they was going through. Once the Bucks dad passed away, Mitch Kupchak was the one kept them guys in sync, for a while. So I agree with you though. Pudge, Michael Jordan did finally get this thing turned around. But yeah, man, you know what? Another thing I want to piggyback up real quick. See, a lot of teams got better, but here's one thing that stayed the same: New York Knicks defense. You know what I mean? You could have a lot of teams that got a lot of offensive scores. Anybody could drop the ball in the bucket. But what remains the same to me was going to put all these teams in the top, the higher echelon of everybody, and the teams who got the best defense. Everybody can score the ball. But and I think our defense is going to keep us right there. I just think that now Tom Thibodeau got a starting five. Everybody on that starting five, other than Mitch, can put that ball on the floor and go to the hole. Alfred Payton couldn't do that. Reggie Bullock couldn't do it. Now you got Kemba Walker, R.J. Barrett, Fournier, and Julius Randle who can put that ball on the floor and go to the ball and create their own shot. I think we can't underestimate how that go. So I do think we could. I think hopefully we stay between that 4 and 6. I think we definitely got a good possibility of that. But after that Charlotte game, guys, let's go and move on to the schedule. And Then we got the home. We got Indiana Pacers back at the world famous arena that Monday, 7:30. I did go over their lineup. They not too long ago. We played them. We played them earlier. We playing them twice in the last 2 weeks, I think. But yeah, we got that's going to be a winnable game. I think Indiana's a good team, though. I think Rick Carlisle going to improve them guys tremendously. He's going to improve that team to a real better situation than they had with that coach after Nate McMillan left. Why they got rid of Nate McMillan, I don't know, but you see what Nate McMillan did for them and what Indiana couldn't do. But you got, hopefully they healthy with T.J. Warren coming back, Miles Turner be back in the fold. That's another team you can't sleep on to me. I think they got Malcolm Brogdon there, Caris LeVert, Sabonis. I mean, they got Duarte there coming in there, the young cat coming. So they're going to be a pretty tough team, man. I could really see them definitely sniffing around that 7th and 8th spot for sure. I just think that they're going to be a pretty good team moving forward with Rick Carlisle there, BX.
That Rick Carlisle is going to bring a different element to that organization. Championship basketball. I like that roster. They're a dangerous team, Divine. The Indiana Pacers is an extremely dangerous team. But will they have enough time to acclimate and get together and mesh while the time we play them? I think we played them 2 times already. So if the Knicks could catch them before they gel, before they buy into the system or know the system and capitalize on their mistakes, you have to take advantage and win those games. And I think that's going to be on the table for the Knicks to win those games, because they unless if the rookies, the Duarte and so forth, come out hot and they in the first, because which is possible, and in the beginning before there's a scouting report, we might be a little bit of trouble. But if we could get them when they rookie roll, the game might be too fast for the rookie or and so forth, and they're making the mistakes and getting to know Carlisle's system. I think we could beat those games. We could get those 2 games on Indiana, which is going to help us in the standings too in playoff position.
Mm-hmm. Yep, facts. Yeah, KJ, I agree with you 100%, man. Elfrid Payton definitely can get to the hole. He just he didn't do it enough. You know what I mean? He would do it 1 and 2, and then he'd phase out. But yeah, Elfrid definitely get to the goal, KJ. That's for sure. That's facts. Yeah, they are, man. They are the tough team. They're gonna be a tough out, man. I agree with Kibbe. They're gonna be tough. Like I said, they still got the Holiday boys down here. They brought some more firepower in there, and you still got T.J. McConnell and all these guys. You gotta watch Indiana, man. You gotta see what they're gonna do with a healthy team. They got a nice starting 5. I think we look at their starting 5 with Brogdon at the 1, Caris LeVert at the 2. You can go T.J. Warren at the 3. You got Sabonis at the 4, and my man at the 5. They just got a nice team. I think they're gonna be a really tough out in the NBA this year. So we got to look out for them guys. And then after that game on November 17th, we back at home against Orlando again. We got Orlando coming back to the world famous arena again on the 17th and on Wednesday, November the 17th, 7:30. Definitely winnable game. I don't see us losing that one. And that's going to be, so I think the schedule right now, if I was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The first 15 games, I definitely could see 10 and 5, 11 and 6 so far coming out the gate to me. I think we can definitely pull that off. And then, like I said, we got Orlando on the 17th coming back to the world famous arena, which is going to be a wonderful game. Then we're going to go Saturday, November 20th, 5 o'clock game in Houston. Interesting game, really interesting game there for me. They depending on what they do with the John Wall situation down there. Let's look at their lineup and see what they got going on there. Houston Rockets, where are you? Right here, Houston. As of right now, let's look at their guard spots. DJ Augustine, if he's there, Amari Brooks, Dante Exum, John Wall, Kevin Porter Jr. is a beast. Like I said, you got Kyle Thomas, Joseph Carpenter, A.B. Bradley down there, Eric Gordon. Didn't Eric Gordon go to Indiana?
I don't have no.
I got to double check on that. I thought I think he might have went there. A.B. Bradley's obviously not there. David Nwaba, Jalen Green, and Jalen Tate, nice young rookie last year. Jashawn Tate. That's what I'm talking about. Trey Phillips, Jashawn Tate had a good rookie year last year. Anthony Lamb at the small forward. Kenyon Martin Jr. You got Usam Garaba. That's the one they out of Turkey, right? Is that him?
Which one? No, I don't. No. I can't see the letters there, but no, I don't think that's
Yeah.
him.
I thought that was the one they drafted out of Turkey. They got DJ Wilson, Christian Woods, Daniel House, and at the center. Oh no, Spurgeon. Spurgeon is from Kentucky. I'm sorry. And
Bergen is
yeah,
the
Spurgeon. And then they had Daniel Tice. I don't know if he signed back with them or not. So they got a pretty good team there. They're in the West. They're not going to be able to do too much noise, make too much noise in the West with that powerhouse out there. So we have to see how that pan out for them. But for us playing them, winnable game. I think it's a winnable game. And got a little talent down there. It's definitely a winnable game though. KJ said 15-5.
Yeah, I'll sign for that right there, right now. Give me on the dot 15-5. Anything that's a 10 game, you're above 10 game, above 500. Start off the season, and it gives you a good leg into then even if you the first 20 games and even if you go 10 and 10 in the next 20, then you close out the first half. You're in good shape. You're a 25 win. So salute to Alton Lee.
And salute, Alton, salute. Yeah, absolutely, man. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all.
That Houston, their defense experience and the defense is going to frustrate the living daylights out of Houston there. So that's going to be that's a right now on paper it looks like a 75% chance to win because of the way that Knicks played team defense, and the young inexperience of the young players in Houston. But that's why the ball is round and you play the games. But wow, that's going to be fun. That's going to be a good one there because they're athletic and quick against this really good. I'm pretty sure we're assuming the Knicks are going to be a really echelon elite defensive team. That's going to be fun.
Yep, absolutely. KJ, I'm sorry about not answering that question. You did put it up in the chat, KJ. Yeah, I see Julius Randle right now as the probably only all-star on that team right now. Unless somebody emerged like RJ Barrett, but the East is tough, man. They brought a lot of more talent to the East. Now you got DeRozan over there now. Now you got a lot of guys who's over there now who wasn't in the East last year. So the East gonna be a little tougher from that perspective. But we'll see. I definitely think Jules make it, no question about it. I just think that's where he at right now in his career. That he's all-star level on any year after that to me. Then listen, after that game, man, let me get back to the schedule. And then we got Chicago after Houston, back-to-back, guys. So Saturday, we in Houston, then we travel up to Chicago, and we in Elton Lee's neck of the woods. Elton Lee, you'll go over there to that Chicago and Knicks game, represent, man, Knicks real talk, man, and get it popping for us. But yeah, we got Elton being Elton Lee's neck of the woods, man. The Knicks play Chicago on a Sunday, 8:00 Eastern time. That's gonna be a tough game there. I think like I said, Chicago they revamped their team. They look pretty good offensively. So we have to see how that pan out. And I did go to their roster earlier. And like I said, with the mergers with the acquisition of DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, so you're looking at that's their backcourt, and then you're gonna have Patrick Williams there, and you're gonna have yes sir, yes indeed. Gladden, salute, Latara, salute. That's my niece, Leia. Then you're gonna have the emergence of coming out with Vucevic at the 5, Patrick Williams at the 4. Now you got DeRozan, Ball, and Levine. That's a good starting 5 right there. It's pretty tough starting 5. Now on the defense side, we had to see how they pan out with that. Who knows? But offensively, they're gonna be a juggernaut. DeMar. Regardless what you think about DeMar DeRozan, boy, can get buckets. But it's definitely, like Pud said, it's definitely winnable for sure. BX.
The Chicago Bulls. That's a tough game, man. I'm sorry. I'm really high on the Bulls this year. The 3 teams that I'm really high on is the Chicago Bulls, the Charlotte Hornets, and the Indiana Pacers. Man, those 3 teams pretty much balanced with the New York Knicks, if you ask me, talent wise, and only it would be if can the Knicks continue to play that elite defense, it's going to put them above them. But that Chicago team, man, they're very deep. They bring in. They don't forget they bring in. They got a lot of players that can score, move the ball. Caruso's coming off the bench there. They're not a pushover, man. Vucevic, that's a tough one, man. It's gonna be an interesting one because it's I think those 2 are the battle of the time of the up and coming Eastern Conference teams. One of them of the 4 up and coming teams, and that's going to be. I can't wait. That's going to be fun there.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Salute DNA, Mr. MMA in the building, Chef D in the building. Salute. Kid was saying Bull's gonna have to jail though. I agree with y'all. Yo, real quick, man. Let me get a plug in right quick, man. 30 seconds, guys. We'll be right back. Knicks Real Talk, man. Divine and Bronx Sports Jedi. We in the building, man. Let's get it popping. Let me get a 30-second plug. We'll be right back. Yo, we back, man. Knicks Real Talk, man. Yo, it's the Sunday schedule release edition, man. We in here, me and Bronx Sports Jedi. We got the chat in here. You already know what it Pudge Nice, Elton Lee, Kibbit in the building. We got Dan A, salute, Elton, salute, KW, salute, D-Rod, salute, Pudge Nice, salute, Latara, my girl, salute. You already know what it is. Elton Lee in the building. We doing it, man. We got everybody up in here, man. We just talking the schedule, man, right now. We just went over that Chicago Bulls thing. And then on the 23rd at home, the Lakers gonna be in the building. Let me throw that up there. You already know what it do. Lakers gonna be in the building November 23rd, 7:30 at the World Most Famous Arena. LeBron and the crew coming to the World Most Famous Arena with AD, Russell Westbrook, all them cats, man. And Carmelo Anthony. It's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be a nice game, entertaining game there. But that's gonna be that you're looking at right now, potential Western Conference Final team right there. Let me go over their roster, man. They got a deep roster there. They got a deep roster down in Chicago. In LA, man. You're right, Pud. Nice box office for sure. They got a deep team down there, and let me pull that up. The Lakers. Let y'all know what's popping with that. Right now, let's go on. Obviously, we know Dennis Schroeder's not there. They brought in Kendrick Nunn, Talon Horton Tucker at the guard, Russell Westbrook, Mac McClung, Jordan Floyd, Malik Monk in the building, Kent Bazemore in the building. I don't know if Wesley Matthews signed back or not. They brought in Wayne Ellington, Joel Aye, Alan Griffin, Austin Reeves, Shadee Brown. Then you go to the four positions: Trevor Ariza, Alonzo McKinney. Wow, I didn't know they picked. I didn't know they picked him up from Golden State. That's interesting. Well, I don't know if Jared Dudley coming back, guys. I don't think it might be just from the last year's roster. LeBron, Carmelo Anthony, Devontae Kakak, Anthony Davis, Antetokounmpo brothers. I think he's playing across the seas. I think, and you got Dwight Howard and Marc Gasol. Deep team, deep, strong. A lot of them guys got playoff experience. A lot of them got championship experience. Your main core: Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James. I mean, if you look at their starting five, you got to obviously got to say Russell Westbrook at the one. The two spot going to be interesting. Then you got LeBron, AD. I'll let you and Marc Gasol, unless they go small ball five and put AD at the five. That's very possible down there. But they got a good team down there, man. They definitely got a championship caliber team for sure. But we're definitely going to see how the Lakers going to get it popping in the Garden that November 23rd when they get there. Let me reiterate that date to you guys. It's November 23rd. The Los Angeles Lakers are being the world most famous arena against the Knicks, man. That's going to be interesting, BX. You got to let me know what's up with that.
That's the game I talked a little bit of. Jumped the gun a little bit earlier. I talked about that game is, and what I love about that game that they play Sunday and they have a few days to get their bodies rested, get acclimated, and get a couple maybe a practice. You don't have to. I think that's what game 17th or 18th of the season, and they get another a couple days to get practice, acclimated, and they host them. The stars will be out, not just on the court, on sideline, in the Garden, and that's right before the Thanksgiving festivities. When the Tuesday, the Thanksgiving is upon them. People are traveling. New York City at that time of the year is buzzing due to the fact that it's the holiday season, or Christmas is in the air, Thanksgiving is in the air, and that's going to be a major television spotlight there. That's another circle your calendar day for the New York Knicks as a team, because they want to. If they do come up 15-5, and that time maybe 16-6, whatever the schedule, and they come on in a good, they're going to want to also let now the Western Conference send a message. We are not just an Eastern Conference good team or juggernaut that we say. We are an NBA type of team, putting you guys on notice. We're here, and
Yep.
that's a big thing to circle your calendar around.
Yeah. It was nice. I think they might go with Tucker. Tucker at the shooting guard. They probably throw him in there. Russell Westbrook. He got that one lockdown. So I can see them probably putting Tucker in there. I mean, between him, Malik Monk, somebody gonna be battling for that position. I would pretty much have to go Tucker with the familiarity with the team because he was there last year, coming off a good campaign last year. So I can see him definitely being in there. Um, yeah, we are D-Rod. I mean, KJ, but that being off the books pretty soon. That's a good thing though, for sure. But yeah, man, the Lakers gonna be interesting. They got a good team. I mean, they looking at them guys right now as to me that the Western Conference favorites in my eyes. Man. Westbrook, if they stay healthy, let's everything always depends on how their health stays and things of that nature. But they got a good team down there, man. I really blew that. And I might lose. I like our squad because we deep. We are. We one of the deepest teams in the NBA right now, man. Knicks literally can go 15 deep once you put everything together. Because you talk about the 10 that we know pretty much going to be there. And you add the rookies in there. If you add those in there, you add Kevin Knox in there. You add Todd Gibson in there. That's a deep team, man. The Knicks is deep. They are a really deep team. So I agree with you on that one. Mike Lugo for sure. And real quick, and then after that Laker game, we home on the 23rd on Friday night against the Phoenix Suns. Chris Paul and Devin Booker is going to be in the building. Let me throw that up, the schedule up there. Yeah, we got the Phoenix Suns coming to the Romo Famous Arena that Friday night, November 26th, 7 o'clock against Phoenix, man. Like I said, the defending Western Conference champs. Looking, to sign Chris Paul back. They're going to be looking to, try to do some more things this year. I think we could win that game, though. I think one thing I can say, I think Mitchell Robinson slows Ayton down. I'm telling you, I've seen Mitchell Robinson play Ayton a couple times, and not last year, the year before, but he made it hard for DeAndre Ayton. I do think Mitchell Robinson could be pivotal in that game for us. Obviously, Kemba Walker and Chris Paul go at it. Then Evan Fournier and Devin Booker or RJ, depending on which way they swing that. But I think that's a winnable game for us. I really do. I think the Knicks can beat Phoenix in the Garden. I think what's going to be the key to our season, to me, BS, is we have a strong home presence this year. Take care of the home court. Don't let nobody come in and rob your house this year. You know what I mean? You got to hold that home court down. Let me look at their roster. Let's see what they did and if they made any changes. And we go with the Phoenix Suns roster as of right now. Bear with me. Here we go. Phoenix. Let's look at their roster guy. Their point guard and small shooting guard situation. Chris Ball, Cameron Payne, Jalen Smith. You got to watch out for Jalen Smith, man. He might surprise somebody. Ty Sean Alexander, Devin Booker, Langston Galloway if he's still there. Etron Moore, Landry Shamet was key. Trey Kyle was there. John Axel Goodmanson. Mal, and then you go to your forwards, small and power, Mikal Bridges, Nader, Alpha Diallo, Jay Crowder, Kaminsky, they all still there from last year. Cameron Johnson had a good year. Dario Saric, Jalen Smith. That's what I meant to say, guys. You got to watch out for Jalen Smith, man. Young man had got game. He can play some ball. Vito Brown, Emmanuel needs Wizzy, and then you got DeAndre Ayton and JaVale McGee. So I think they're going to be competing for that from that one. I'm gonna go 1-6 next year in the West. And the reason why I say that because I don't know if Kawhi coming back next year. I think if Kawhi Leonard wouldn't have got hurt in the playoffs last year, they wouldn't even beat the Los Angeles Clippers. I know that for a fact. But being that my man went down, that might be a different scenario. If he come back, he played it coming out the gate. I don't know what that ACL too. I don't know if he's gonna sit out or not. They did, but that's going to be a good game for the Knicks. But I do think that we can win that one. I definitely believe that, BX.
Yeah, I'm with Dan though, because Phoenix and the Knicks are always a mystery. Those two, when season to season, could be a mystery in there. One thing that we kind of taking right now, we're not speaking about. Yeah, you said that matchup was correct, the Aiden and Mitchell Robinson, but JaVale McGee and Frank Kaminsky, the center. And I'm not saying they're world beaters, but could there be a little bit of a pass for Nolan's Noel and maybe Taj Gibson on there. I'm not saying that could swing a pendulum, but usually I could see the Knicks splitting that series with the Phoenix Suns because if revisionist history you watch, it's rare when you see those kind of teams are always a West Coast team for some reason always ends up breaking the Knicks home winning streak. If they have a season long home winning streak or a good winning record at the Garden, there's always the damn Western Conference teams that come in and just give us the first L of the season. So maybe they might have that home court. Well, Los Angeles Lakers will be here too, but well, that's another case for another time. But maybe it's going to be a tough matchup, but it's doable if the Knicks. They did play them hard, good last season, both games, despite losing them. But the Knicks were really competitive on them, and like you said, they're playing the same unit is coming back, and they got better in the point guard position. So maybe that might be what tips the pendulum, where the Knicks would finally beat the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and not that I don't agree with you and Dan and all them, but I think let's look at the Knicks in totality right quick before we move on to the next team. We went 41-31 with a mediocre roster. What I mean mediocre to this sense, Julius Randle is the only All-Star on that team last year. The only guy that was, really, really on a regular basis. Every night, not one night here, one night there. Every night he was the one dude that stayed consistent. Now you bringing it back. Now you bringing back 18, where your point guard is going to be consistent. People forget about the knee injury. He's a 4-time All-Star, 3rd-team All-NBA. Kemba Walker on a bad knee is good than a lot of cats in that league. You cannot underestimate what Kemba Walker can do with a basketball. That's real talk right there. That dude can play basketball. He could break down a defense. He could break down a defense. When he break down a defense, he gets to that lane and he gonna do things. And even when Alpha Payton got to the lane, he could get to the lane, but he couldn't break down the defense. When Kemba Walker get in that lane, this dude is scoring 19 a game on a regular basis. Listen, not Alpha Payton 10 points tonight, 2 points the next day, or 3 points the next day. Every night of his career, that man giving you 19, 18, 17 points regularly. You cannot underestimate that if you look at it from a Knick perspective. Then you go to the small forward spot. Evan Fournier is a career 17, 18 scorer a game. Not like Reggie Bullock, 10 points a night, 2 points the next day, 6 3-pointers a day later, and then you go back to 2 points, 4 points a game. Evan Fournier is a 18, 17, 18 every night scorer. That's why you have to take that into consideration when it comes to the Knicks. That when teams play the Knicks this year, you ain't double teaming Julius Randle like that no more. That's not gonna happen. You can't, because if you do, you got a 40% shooter, RJ on the three, almost 40%. Randle shot about 40% on the 3-point line. Fournier is a 40% 3-point shooter from the line, from 3-point line, and Kemba is above league average. That's different than last year when you can have Elva Payton with the basketball, everybody sag off of him, but they know he's not going to make that shot. That changes the dynamic of the Knicks' whole offense, man. That's why I said, and they brought back a lot of guys who got that continuity, man. I just think that everybody's sleeping on this Knicks team. Them dudes is not the same Knicks last year. If that defense stay up in the top 10 and that offense even be in the top 15, Knicks going to be a problem. You can book that for sure.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. We don't want them to. They want them to sleep on the team.
Yep.
Let's not make too much noise. Like when the quarterback comes in the huddle and he tells the crowd to when he wraps his wing to quiet down. That's okay. Let's quiet down. Let's catch people by surprise and let's give them that 2-piece. And I want you an uppercut and the jab and the uppercut, and we knock them out. That's a good thing to have.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just think that's so important that we realize that, because sometimes what a person could do could change. A certain type of individual player could change the whole dynamic of a ball club. And I just think that point guard, we've been lacking a point guard in New York like that since the last time Derrick Rose was here. You know what I mean? That somebody that just could run a team, and you make the opposing team have to second guess themselves. And I think Kemba Walker does that. I think Kemba Walker does that by a landslide, bro. Cardiac Kim are going to be a problem for the Knicks this year, man. I just think that even with his 24 minutes a game, he can still get to 15 a game every night, though, not every other night, every night. So I think that's going to be interesting. But yeah, after that Phoenix game, then we go back down to we go to Atlanta, guys, November 27th. Throw it up there. Y'all already know what that's going to be like. We go to Atlanta, November 27th, 7:30 Saturday. To try to revenge some of these playoff losses that we had against these guys. It's gonna be a good game. I'll get a 50-50 shot there. But I do like the Knicks' chances, man. This year because of what they put together, and I think that with the commodity and the continuity, bringing back these guys, man. And like I said, we do got one of the deeper teams in that league, man. I think you can't underestimate the Knicks team this year. So we'll see. But that's gonna be a tough outing against Atlanta Hawks. And let's break down Atlanta Hawks roster. Let's see what they brought into the fold. They brought back some they brought us some new pieces there. They're gonna be a tough out, man. Atlanta gonna be there for sure. We had to see what this just one of them run of the mill type things. We'll see, but I don't think so. I think McMillan gonna have these guys playing. Let's look at their roster, guys. Start with the shooting guard and the point guard. Obviously Trae Young there, Dylan Wright, Brandon Godwin, Sharif Cooper came to the mix, Justin Jaworski, Max Hyger, and Bogdanovich is still there. Hurd is still there. Lou Williams, they signed back. Skylar Mays, they brought in. Ivy Watson, Nazir Carter. Then you go to they small forward and power forwards. Gallinari, Cam Reddish, Solomon Hill, they brought back. Jalen Johnson came in their rookie year. DeAndre Hunter might be back, hopefully off the injury last year. John Collins, the guy at the power forward. Juwan Durham. Then you got Clint Capella. Okai, he's going to be out for a while. He got injured, but they brought in Gordy Dang. So that's not a bad look there. So we had to see how they're going to do. But they got a pretty good team down there, man. And like I said, they Eastern Conference. They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals against Milwaukee. And, got to salute them, man. They had a good run there. So they bring that team back, add a couple of more pieces there. But I do think that we have a chance to compete against them for sure. So we'll see how that ball bounces BX. But Atlanta looks pretty good.
That game against Atlanta, that's another game they're gonna have circled on the calendar.
Yeah. Yes.
After being eliminated, they're gonna be licking their chops going in there. Especially let's say they get a confidence building. They beat when they beat the Los Angeles Lakers at home. They're on a roll. They're starting off well. They know they got the Atlanta Hawks beating them, and I think the Hawks are not going to have a pretty good season this next year. I'm having like a feeling now, and it just started just thought about them. I think they're not gonna. I think they're gonna underachieve a little bit with them, and I think the Knicks that first game, I think they're gonna want to give it to them and give them something. Hey, you beat us last year, but then the narrative is gonna say, well, you didn't do it in the playoffs. But I think that they got kind of the Atlanta Hawks number during the regular season, and I think it's going to continue. I think that regular season dominance over the Hawks is going to continue, and I can see them winning that. And I think like I said, they're going to be salivating and licking their chops. Remember also, Divine, and everyone listening, those hunting for fouls that Trae Young is made a career so far of won't be being called next year in the NBA. So that's going to be interesting how he's going to adjust this game. A scorer's a scorer, and they'll score no matter what, by hook or crook. But it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to affect them.
Yep. Hey, real quick, I left this chat up there just to answer Mike Lugo's question. He said, "Why do y'all think the Knicks went with bringing Burks?" Because I think Mike Lugo, our number one problem last year was offense, and I just think that Alex Burks can get buckets. Nothing like Reggie Bullock can't get buckets like this cat can. You know what I mean? Alex Burks is like a Vinnie Johnson out that piece. You know what I mean? He just can go in there like Lou Williams when cats can light it up. So I think with the emergence of guys like Grimes and McBride, I think they was like, we can feel that 3-and-D, and not on that Fournier. I just think that when they brought Fournier in, Knicks needed offense last year, and now to me, having Fournier and Alec Burks as opposed to Fournier and Reggie Bullock, I think it's definitely an upswing on the offensive end for sure. Like Lugo, that's why I think they brought him back. Because Alex Burks is just a bucket, you know what I mean? Reggie Bullock, he's just 3-and-D, and I think you can compensate for 3-and-D compared to a guy who could put the ball on the floor and just score, especially in the fourth quarter, and go get it. You know what I mean? And I think that's what Alex Burks could do. He can get it. You know what I mean? So he can shoot the ball good, put it on the floor, facilitate a little bit. And I think that was a good move by them. I had no problem with that move. I think it made sense, and especially with the emergence of and I think with the emergence of Obi Toppin this year, I think if we take another step at that 4, 3 and can shoot that ball and put the ball on the floor, I can see why they did it, Mike Lugo, for sure. But yeah, man, Atlanta Hawks going to be fun.
May I answer his comment?
Yeah, absolutely.
On that, my opinion, I agree 100% with Divine, but I also think what would be more sexier in a trade or wanted to trade? Alex Burke that could give you offense, handle the ball, and play pretty decent defense, or just a Bullock who's an inconsistent, can't create his own shot as well as Alex Burks could create his own shot, and doesn't play and doesn't really consistently score. It's a great defender. In the trade package, I think Alex Burks is more sexier. There's more value for an Alex Burks than a Bullock, and including everything Divine said. I think adding to that is one of the reasons why I think, personally, me opinion, why Burks over Bullock. That's all with that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I second that. Yeah. Not being able to be with the team no more. But then after that, guys, let's move on to the next game, which is going to be an interesting one. After that, let me see where I'm at. Oh, yeah, after that, we got the November 30th, Tuesday, away, Brooklyn, the Barclays Center. You already know what it is. Let me throw that up there. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good one there. I'm dying to see that game. You cats go get there, man. All you New Yorkers, man. All you cats up there, go in and get Brooklyn, get it popping over there, man. Gonna be a good game. That's gonna be an entertaining one right there. That's bragging rights right there. Let's look at the Brooklyn Nets roster. I'm sorry, I gotta have a little technical difficulties, starting to act up. Brooklyn Nets, let's see what's going on with them. Their roster, let's look at it. They did pretty good this year in the offseason model. They're going to deal with the point guard and the shooting guard. They got Patty Mills in the building. Javon Carter, they came over from Phoenix. Mike James, I'm not sure he's still there or not. I'm not sure. I think he's not. Matter of fact, he's still a free agent. Chris Jules, I think he's still a free agent. Kyrie Irving, Marcus Zagorowski, Bruce Brown, Cameron Thomas, Tyler Johnson. I'm not sure if all these guys here, guys. Some of them might be, some might not. I think Carver might still be there. James Harden, David Duke Jr., Boston, coming out of Duke University. Am I right and exact about that?
Yeah, easy.
Yeah. Brandon Rachel. They got Brembry. They brought him into small forward. Kevin Durant, Joe Harris, Kessler Edwards, Nicholas Claxton had a good year for them last year. They brought in James Johnson, savvy veteran. Alizé Johnson they signed. Raquan Gray, Blake Griffin. Then they got DeAndre Jordan. I don't think he's coming back there. And then you got DeAndre Sharp out of North Carolina, young man they signed in the draft. And you got Reggie Perry. So Brooklyn going to be top 3 in the East. Basically, you can pencil that in almost for sure. But we going up against them, man. And I think anything can happen when we go there and play them cats in Brooklyn. That's like a home game for us almost. So we had to see how that pan out.
That Brooklyn Nets, DeAndre Jordan is staying because I think Kevin Durant wanted him lobbied for him to stay. He'll be making the roster. Guys, all those names on the rosters, some of the players might not be there at the training camp, or they might be cut off or going by whatever the public PR department of these teams are giving us right now. So these rosters might change. So just bear with us on that one. When we go over all that when every time before we played and the rosters and all that and the different opponents. With the Brooklyn Nets, they got firepower offensively, up and down. Even when the rookies that they brought in, David Duke is a very good shooter. And he might crack the rotation here and there. But Thomas from UNLV, University of Louisiana, that kid is a problem. That kid is going to be a problem. He fell for them. Yes, he's a little bit of an undersized scorer, but with this Brooklyn team, he's not going to be a feature. They are to let him grow into that role, let him do his thing and grow into him and bring him in there for 15 minutes a game until he gets the NBA acclimated. And just imagine when Harden and so forth, they command double team, triple team, and give to a shooter that could shoot as a scorer, and then he starts hitting a few points. That confidence level on Thomas, that's going to be and they're just problem. Now, can the New York Knicks be at that time up to the challenge defensively as a unit? Well, by then they'll know. They're already starting to know their assignments defensively, what count Tom Thibodeau likes, don't like, who's having what part of a good season, who and be able to shorten the rotation now. I think that's when Thibodeau might start shortening a little bit of the rotation at that game point of the season because he's gonna know what he got in his players, who could give what, who's providing what, and that's gonna be interesting to see how he coaches it against the Brooklyn Nets with all that firepower. So I think that's a definitive game for Coach Thibodeau as a coach for the adjustments and the coaching staff in general, not just Thibodeau, but all the other coaches and the way they collaborate and the game plan against the Brooklyn Nets. It's going to be interesting how they make those adjustments. And at that time, that point of the year, who's playing good, who's not playing well, and so forth.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you 100% with that. Yeah, so that's going to be a definitely interesting game, man. You know me, man. I'm always psyched to go up against Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Let's go get it, man. We in the New York City, going to be buzzing that night, and I'm going to be on a Tuesday night. It's going to be electrifying in the Barclays, man. That's what's going to be. Rivalry city right there. That's just a start of something. We know who run it though. But then after that, man, the Knicks will have a couple of days off. Then they go home. They back home against Chicago on Thursday night. They got an off night on Wednesday. Then they get it popping on the second against Chicago. So that the Chicago Bulls will be in the building on the Thursday night, December 2nd, in the World Most Arena between the 7:30. Against the Knicks. We went over their roster and everything like that, so they'd be in the building. I could definitely see us eking out a win there. No question about that. I just think that Tom Thibodeau got these cats locked in. And what I love about most of the season for the Knicks, just about everybody in that team already know how they play. Like in other words, nobody coming into training camp, and not other than Kemba Walker and Fournier and the rookies. Everybody else know what the Tom Thibodeau going to do. You know what I mean? They already know what the guy's going to do. It's going to be easy money for them. And it's not going to be hard to get acclimated with these guys because they already know. They played for them last year. So when they come into the season, it ain't going to be no chemistry issues with the Knicks. That's why I like them getting out the gate pretty good because they all play together. You know what I mean? That continuity is there. That's not even going to be an issue. So I think that bodes well for us at the beginning of the season. But I do think we can win that Chicago game. And then on the December 4th, and then we go up against the Denver Nuggets on the 4th on a Saturday, 1:00 game, guys, on December the 4th, 1:00, and we go up against the Denver Nuggets. Let me throw them up there. See what the Denver got popping off over there. Denver Nuggets right here. Let's go to their starting team. Let's start to their point. Sorry, not starting team, but their point guard and shooting guards. Marcus Howard, Shaquille Harrison. Jamal Murray, he should come back. Hopefully, he come back. He healthy. Monte Harris, Austin Rivers, P.J. Dozier, Eugene Green, Nashawn Halen, and they got Campazzo. Will Barton came back. They got Jeff Green over there at the small forward now at the forward position. He was a Julius Randle killer last year. Greg Whittington, Viacado Cancer. Paul Millsap is not there right now. They still got Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, JaMychal Green is not there. Gorgie Bezvili, Nikola Jokic, obviously creme de la creme of all of them. Then you got Bo and Zeke Naja. You got a good team down there. They'd be in the top 6 in the West for sure. And depending on how healthy Jamal Murray come back and if Michael Porter Jr. take another step, if Aaron Gordon really gets settled in there, I think they'd be a formidable team over there for sure. BX in the West.
Denver is going to be an issue. But I think they might. They're going to be right there. They're going to be similar. They're not going to be on pace to win this game. Can Joker be the same MVP player again, caliber season? I think it'll be good. It'll be up there. They're going to feel the effect of losing McGee and I don't know. But they're going to play the Knicks tough because for some reason they just match up a little difficult for the New York Knicks. There's just some teams that just are a difficult matchup for the Knicks. Is it going to be a battle? Yeah. Wow. I hate to say it, but I think the Nuggets might have our number. Until I see something different, man, that's gonna. I hate to say it, but I think so.
Okay. Yeah. They top four.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were top four last year, and but it's interesting. But I like our chance again at home. I like a lot of, believe me, against any team in the league other than like some of the major ones. I take my chance with the Knicks at home against a lot of people. I think we're gonna do a real good job of holding the court down at the home fort down this year. That's definitely a winnable game. Not saying they will win it, but it's winnable. I think anybody coming to the World Most Famous Arena this year coming in there playing a whole different team, whole different mindset, man. I like our chances against Denver there. Then on that Tuesday, guys, Tuesday, December 7th, away, San Antonio Spurs. We play San Antonio pretty good as well. I can see us trying to win. I can see us winning that game. Let's look at the San Antonio's roster. They did a little bit of shuffling there. They let some guys go, brought some guys in. Let's see what they got going on. Now, I think San Antonio, they're gonna be fighting. They're gonna be fighting hard to get up in that thing over there in the West. The West look pretty tough, man. I don't know how that's going to bode well for San Antonio in the West this year. And I think with Zion, them probably taking a step, a couple of other teams taking a step. Let's see what they got. They got Devontae Murray, Derek White, Cameron Reynolds, Trey Jones, DaQuan Jeffries, Quandre Witherspoon, Lonnie Walker, Brian Ford, good shooter. Milwaukee couldn't keep him. Joe Wisekamp, Joshua Primo, good shooter. Primo shocked me. I thought they reached when they took Primo in the draft, but Cat nicer than I thought he was. Justin Turner, Anthony Mathis, and Eric Dimmers. Then you still got Vessel there. Then you go to your forwards, power forwards and small forwards. Chandler Hutchinson, Doug McDermott. They brought in. They brought Keaton Johnson had a good Olympics, good playing with them guys. Katia Bates drop, Matt Mitchell, Justin Robinson, Lucas Samick, he was there. Cleve Johnson. They brought in Zach Collins if he can stay healthy. Good pickup for them. Then you got Drew Eubanks and Chicago Potty. So they got a decent team, but I don't think they make no noise though. I don't think they make no noise in the East. In the West whatsoever.
That game is in San Antonio. Am I correct?
Yeah. Let me double check. Yes, it is. It's in San Antonio.
Is that the? I don't have the schedule in front of me. Is that the start of our normal West Coast trip with Utah, Denver, San Antonio? That gauntlet of West Coast.
Mm-hmm. Not at all. Nah, they go Denver, San Antonio, then they come back more Midwest against Indiana, which is the team I put up next against Indiana.
Okay.
They'd be on a 3-game road trip though.
Okay. Yeah, they'll win that. That's a win game for them because especially after that high altitude game in Denver, that I think that I wasn't feeling it that just they match up difficult. But they're a team. I think their goal this year, and I could guarantee, is not stop the bleeding, no long losing streak. I think that's one of the mantras they're gonna have going into the season. And I think San Antonio looks like a 32-win team on paper. Because I give 32 wins because of Coach Popovich and the way they play defense. So I think, with that said, I think the Knicks will go to San Antonio, and I think they'll win that. They'll get that victory there. It's going to be a tough one, because usually those Popovich system teams are always get a little bit of an issue with the Knicks. Although we did see Fizdale's group go in there and sweep the season series from the San Antonio Spurs. But that's a whole other story. But I think the long story, they'll win the San Antonio game. I think they have enough talent, and I think San Antonio is going to be on a decline for real building, and heading in a different direction, especially in that division, in that conference. It's really a tough conference.
Yep. But what I do is I'm gonna run through quite a few of them, because I know I won't be able to go through all 82 games. They'll be here all night. But after the San Antonio game, we got Wednesday, December 8th, against the Indiana Pacers. Then we come back that Friday away. These all away games. So San Antonio, the Pacers, and Toronto Raptors are all away games on that 7th, the 8th, and the 10th. Then the 12th, we come back home against Milwaukee. And then on my born day, December 14th, Golden State Warriors to be in the building at the world most famous arena. I'm coming up. I'm gonna be up in there for sure. Then we go away to Houston. Then we go away to Boston after that. And then we got Detroit on the 21st of December. We got Detroit Pistons at home, Washington at home, and on Christmas Day, you already know what it is. The Atlanta Hawks, baby, 3 days, 3. So we got 3 home games from December 21st. Detroit, Washington, and then we got Atlanta Hawks on Christmas Day. Then we off 3 days, 2 days. Then we got the Minnesota Timberwolves away, Detroit back to back against Detroit away. We on away. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4 game away game trip, starting with Minnesota, Detroit, Oklahoma City, Toronto, Indiana comes back at the Garden on January the 4th. Then we got home against Boston, away against Boston. That's like a back-to-back, home and home, I meant to say. Then we got at home San Antonio, Dallas. We are away at Atlanta in January. So, I think we're going to be pretty good, man. The schedule is not overwhelming until we go on that West Coast trip because we haven't even talked about the Clippers yet. We haven't talked about quite a few teams in 2021. But when we go get to 22, that might be a different story. But right now, we got at the January 15th, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 game homestand: Clippers, New Orleans Pelicans, Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Charlotte Hornets. And then we go on a 3-game road trip: Cleveland, Miami, Milwaukee. So the schedule don't look too bad to me. I think we can manage it pretty well. I think we'll be fine. I really do. I think we got a good chance to. That schedule last year was tougher than me last year. I mean, not last year, the past season rather. That was a pretty tough schedule last year, BX.
Yeah, especially not too many back-to-backs, Divine, which is a good thing for the New York Knicks. The first half of the season, and then and a lot of teams within our conference that we've seen, or maybe before the new year, we already played a couple teams 3 times. Like the Orlando Magic's already played them. We would have been playing them 3 times already. I'm not sure Indiana Pacers. Looks like we might have played them 3 times. Milwaukee Bucks 2. Usually you play only 3 when you play the Central teams and 4 in the Eastern, in the East, and of course in the South. We haven't. It's interesting that we haven't played Miami at all before the year. It's comes to a conclusion. And it's we beat these teams that last year in the Eastern Conference that we have beaten them, like the Indiana, Cleveland, and so forth. We should be, in the top of the Eastern Conference standings, in there, a notable part, and putting our name up in the stamp. So it's interesting that they have a good, like you said, a pretty good favorable schedule coming out on the first half of the year, and it's just up to them. If they play their game, it's in front of them to really make some noise upcoming season.
Yeah, absolutely. Yo, salute AP in the building. AP, salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you chiming in. We're gonna bring Chris in the building in a minute, man. Chris is in the building. Salute, Chris. Yeah, but real quick, our West Coast road swing trip starts February the 5th. We play the Lakers on the 5th, Utah on the 7th of February. We got a back-to-back against Chris, salute. Then we got excuse me, let me get this right. We got Denver Nuggets after the Utah Jazz on the 8th. That's a back-to-back. So we go on Lakers, Jazz, Denver Nuggets. We got the Warriors. Then we got Portland. So that's going to be our West Coast trip pretty much, guys. February 5th to February 12th, we're going to be on the West Coast, get it done again. Then we come back home on the 14th of February against OKC, and we get it popping. Salute, Chris. How you doing, brother? Chris, you in there? But yeah, man, salute to everybody, man. Yo, AP, I already know what it is, man. Welcome aboard the show, man. Appreciate you coming on, man. My niece, well, y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. Me and Bronx Sports Jedi, we here, man, just cutting up on a Sunday, man. Just talking about the Knicks schedule and all that good stuff, man. I know y'all out there doing your thing on a Sunday, taking it easy. Y'all be careful out there up north, man, with the weather situation up there. But we just here getting it in, man. But I like our schedule so far. It's not daunting to me until we get to 2022, and we're going at that road trip, and then then after that, man, we got 3 home games: Brooklyn, Miami, Philly. Then go away to Philly to after that, but to March 3rd. So that's when it's going to be starting to get pretty tough there. So we just got to hold it down, and hopefully we go into the 2022, in a good situation. I like our schedule though. I'm not worried about it. I'm not feared by it, except for when we get to 2022. We look like we got some pretty much a 5-game West Coast road trip, and then we come at home. We start playing Brooklyn at home, Miami at home, Philly at home. That's going to be something right there.
Yeah, that the schedule gets tougher, but you know what? Pressure is a privilege. So they get that pressure in there with that tough schedule. It's a privilege because that's what we want. We want like the great rate. If you want to beat the best, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So hopefully this season they come up and Kareem rises to the top. All those wonderful cliches, and they rise to the top and show us who they are. And we're looking forward, and we want to see that this upcoming season with the schedule, and it's gonna be fun, bro.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be an exciting season. It really is. I think it's gonna be real exciting, man, and I'm looking forward to it. And we just got to get ready to buckle in, man. Like I said, pretty soon, guys. Training camp starts pretty soon. We did a lot of guys that we had on the summer league roster will be in training camp this year. MJ Walker going to be there. Amir Sims going to be there. Picked up quite a couple of guys they picked up. Who else they're going to be there? And plus the guy they had in summer league. Bacon going to be there. Signed him to a camp deal. He's going to be there. But so it's going to be interesting, man. Going to be real competitive this year. I'm looking forward to it. And the NBA going to be something this year. I think there's going to be a really lot of surprises out there. But I think cream rises to the top, and I think the Knicks is part of that cream. So I think we should be all right there, and we got to see how it goes. Because I think we hold court and hold firm to where we at, and take that next step to get to another level this year.
Yeah, I see everyone in the chat is excited. AP thinks he hasn't been excited since the 96, 97. I remember that whole promo. They had aspirations of championship, but they brought in Chris Child, and so forth, and they were really excited. And it's not the same parameter. They're two different teams, but yeah, I just understand what you mean with that excitement. I do feel that same excitement with this team going in because we have all-star caliber on the cusp of players on our roster like Julius Randle and RJ Barrett ready to take that step. We have good veteran point guards in Derrick Rose and Kemba Walker, seasoned point guards coming in there and so forth, and all the young kid influx of talent coming on the team. You got to be excited and like what you see with the team, and yeah, I'm with you on that. I am excited to see this upcoming season, to see them come in and what we're going to get out of this team. Can we improve from last year's first round defeat and fourth seed? And a lot of uncertainty, but you love what we're going. And this year together, and we're truly learning how to win. Absolutely. Last year was establishing the culture. This year is learning how to take the next step and become winners. And I think that's what's going to be the mindset, the mantra of this team going forward.
Yeah, I'm real intrigued, and I'm interested to see the Gia offense with the acquisition of Fournier and Kemba Walker. I really want to see how that when that ball move around that perimeter this year, man. It's like no matter where that ball moves to around that perimeter, any one of them cats can give you the business. And I just think that's going to be so nice, man. Like, I mean, they swinging that ball from left to right. And I think our Julius Randle picks up with Evan Fournier where he left off with Reggie Bullock in that corner three. I just think that RJ got some spaces around him now. They got a lot of space on that team now. Every one of them four guys, other than Mitch, they all can space the floor. And I just think that it's really, really going to be something to see, to know that they could do that. You know what I mean? It's going to be pretty interesting, man. I just want to see where we stand on our defense level. Do we take a step back? And I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of defense to gain more offense. I think that we need that. But other than that, man, I think having a full year Mitchell Robinson, I can't say that enough, is that we listen, Mitchell Robinson played 31 games last year, and the Knicks won 41. I mean, something of that nature. He only played 31 games, I meant to say, and the Knicks still won 41 out of 72. And I think now you add more depth with him playing the whole season. Now you add more depth to the team because him and Northern Well got that center spot locked down. I mean, I just think there's so so nice to be able to have that more firepower. That's why. So I do agree with a lot of people who believe that the NBA, the East got better, but we got better too. We got better as well. So I think that bodes well for us, man. Going forward. So we coming out the gate. Schedule's formidable.
Hey guys,
Chris, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. We're here to talk about the schedule today, man, and the upcoming schedule, man. What do you think, man? What you like what you see so far?
Yeah, I have the Knicks being third or second in the East.
Wow.
That's my prediction for the upcoming season, especially with Miles McBride and Jericho Sims out of Texas.
I like your optimism, man, and that's what we should be. We should be optimistic about it. I am very optimistic about it as well. I don't know, and I think they got a chance. But you know what else you got to think about? A lot of teams, injuries play a part in the season. A couple of players go down here, players go down there, or something happens, and that a team that you thought might be in the top falls out. I mean, it happens. It's the NBA, and look, it's a prime example last year, Brooklyn. Kyrie goes out 20 games here and there, whatever. James Harden gets a hamstring here and there. Next thing you know, everybody else is rising. You know what I mean?
Hey, Divine and Jedi, can you show me the New York Knicks schedule real quick?
Yes, I sure can.
On here?
Yes, I sure can. Let me put it up for you.
And I will tell you which games that I think is going to be a win.
Okay. Let me see. You want me to go back to the beginning? All right,
yeah.
Real quick. Let me run through with Chris. Guys, y'all be patient. Let me let Chris get this in. Chris, we got first game of the season at home against Boston. What do you think?
I think it's going to be a close game, but that's going to be a win because Boston is rebuilding, I think.
Okay. Then you got we got a away game against Orlando.
I really like Orlando this year. I think they're going to be a surprise team, especially what Jalen says.
Okay.
The second game is going to be a win, and then Orlando's going to be this in the third game. 2-1 to start, I think.
Okay. I got 3-0 so far. Then we got Philly at home.
I think that's a win.
Okay. Then we got Chicago away.
Win.
We got Chicago a win. Okay. Then we got Toronto home. No, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. We got the Pelicans away.
I think that's going to be a close game, but I think that's going to be a loss. And then we beat Toronto to go 6-2. And then I think we beat the Pacers to go 7-2. Then the Bucks are going to beat us, I think, in a close game. And then I think we're going to win against the Cavs and that young team. I like their future, and I also like a win against the Sixers again, 8-3 to start. And then we're going to lose to the Bucks again. And then win against Solid and the Pacers. I have us 10-4 to start.
That's good. I had 11-5, but whew. Man, but I like the optimism, Chris. I think the Knicks got a good team, man. Like I said, we had to see. Go ahead, bro.
But I think Toronto and Cavs and Orlando are gonna. I think Cavs and Orlando are gonna be the two surprise teams in the NBA this year, and maybe Houston.
You know what? That's an interesting team, Houston, man, because I think they, with having Christian Wood down there with John Wall, and you got Green coming in now. You still got Deshaun Tate down there. They got a nice little team down there, man. And I would not sleep on them for sure. I think they could. I don't know how far they get in the West, but they're going to be better than they were last year. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I do too. But I can see Houston maybe being the 8th seed.
Wow.
In a playing game.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that like I said, they got some talent down there, man. I mean, oh my goodness, they drafted real well, and and they still, I tell you another team that I think people might about a guy. They're going to make a major league, but you got to watch out for the Detroit Pistons.
I agree with you. I think they could possibly make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, they can get to that buy-in. They're going to have a nice team down there, especially when they got picked up Kelly Olynyk. Oh my God! And they got athletes down there for days. All them cats can play ball, jump out.
And for the West Finals, I have the Lakers and Phoenix. And Phoenix, I think, is going to take the Lakers to a 7-game series.
Okay, so you got Lakers and Phoenix in the Western Conference Finals. Who you got in the East? Brooklyn and who you got in the Eastern Conference Finals?
Nets versus Bucks.
Okay.
And the NBA Finals again, I have Bucks versus Phoenix. This time, Phoenix is gonna win it.
So you think Phoenix gonna knock off the Lakers? And okay, that's interesting. That's real interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be something, man. It's tough, Chris, because the Lakers got a dynasty down there, man. I
agree with you, but I got the Phoenix Suns taking the Lakers to a 7-game series and beating them. And I got Phoenix versus the Bucks in the NBA Finals, and Phoenix winning it all.
Let me ask you a question. I'm going to let BS chime in, but let me ask you a question. How far do you think the Knicks go?
I think they're going to maybe get to the second round, maybe.
Okay.
Conference semis. Then the year after that, in 2022, I think they're going to get a star.
Okay.
Because it's a big year for NBA free agency in 2022.
Okay. BS, what do you think about that? For us, Chris points.
I like his assessment. I like his different. He's not chalk. That's what makes Chris. I really like your picks there, Chris. Kudos to that. I was 10-5 in the first 15 games. I don't know which. As long as they could do that. That finals that you picked, you know what? It could happen. You know, if I had a couple of dollars, I would put it there.
Paul is gonna be hungry to win a championship this year because he fell short last year to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, I can see all your points there. Really good. There. It's different, but it's also good. Refreshing, and I think you got. You know what? If I had a few shekels, I'll throw it on your way that way. Just to, you know, because you get good odds, and it's not far fetched for what you said there. Kudos to that. And ultimately, Chris is from Oklahoma, OKC. I know he asked if you were a Dodger fan on that. With that said, I'm gonna be booging on in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, because I'm gonna get prepared for my Brooklyn Dodgers, New York Mets watch along, play-by-play that I'm gonna do in a few minutes at 4:10 when it starts. So I'll be here for another 5 minutes, hanging in there with the program.
I will come on with you.
Yeah, no problem. So I'll be on there. I'm glad you came on to let you know. I kind of told you that in the private, but I just wanted to let you know that, and I just wanted to let Devine know when I'm about to put out.
Yeah, no doubt. Yep.
Hey, Jedi.
Yes, sir.
In the private chat, real quick, do you mind if I put my cell number and you can put your number back real quick?
No problem. Put it there, and I'll text you there a little later because I'm using. Yeah, absolutely. You got it.
Yeah. But yeah, right. For everybody out there, Knicks. Knicks. I think Knicks gonna have a good season. I think, like I said, I think we get out. I think we get to the second round. How we get out? Like I said, it all depends how the ball bounces. Teams get injured. And not say we want a team to get in before we get where we got to go, but I just think that we got a better team than a lot of people may think that we have. I'm looking for it. And you know what, Elton, next year, I heard something interesting that because of the some people think there's going to be a weak free agent class next year. I was reading this on Bleacher Report somewhere where they were talking about the trading deadline going to be crazy this year, because they think the free agent market now that everybody done signed with their extensions with the other team, they're not going to be out there next year. They looking at like a lot of teams just gonna, the free agent trading deadline gonna be crazy, and I think we set up real well for that if it comes down to that, So but as of right now with the team that we got that we stand and pack with, I like our chances where we going at. I like the second round for sure. I think we get out this year.
I hope so, man. I hope so because they were supposed to go on a deep playoff run, and it was the freaking Atlanta Hawks who took my words and they went with it. So I hope they do, man. A year late, but I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe. I think the team built different this year, man. I think the offense is gonna be much better. I think we score over 106, 107 a game next year, easy.
Oh man, I hope so because if that'd be so exciting. You know what that is? That with the Garden going with that Oregon defense, and they play that wonderful Nick defense, and they're averaging 106 points a game. Ooh, tell me that's not going to be exciting. As a Nick fan to watch that sit there, and you know you're going to get 106 average points a night. You know you're going to get some offensive power, and then with that defense and the excitement, you got man, get out of here, man. I'm already getting excited already.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the New York Yankees versus the Dodgers in the World Series.
I can see that. I definitely can see that.
Would love that. 70.
I can see that.
81 rematch, 76. Oh, let's get it. I love that.
Yeah, man. I think Yankees done hit their stride now. I knew it was gonna happen, but I knew I was like, listen, Yankees the second half team, and they wouldn't have picked up Gallo and my man. I'm like, oh, it's party over, bro. it's over. Gary Coleman started shooting and said, yeah, man. Hopefully, my Mets can get back onto some winning ways and all that, man. And we'll take it from there. Hopefully all that. But that,
I'm sorry. I'm proud of your Mets this year, Divine, but I'm sorry they have been losing, man, to my Dodgers.
Yeah, Dodgers is a juggernaut, man. Dodgers are the creme de la creme of the National League. There ain't too much you can do about that, but you just gotta compete against them best as you can. You know what I mean? But,
I got you, Divine. Today's game, I'm gonna call it. They're gonna get you a victory. Okay. I'm guaranteeing you a victory. We're gonna get the New York Mets back on track. I'm a Yankee fan, full transparent, but I'm gonna get that team that ship going right in direction. I'm gonna point them in the right direction. I'm gonna call the game, Jedi mind tricks, and the Mets will get this victory today. Let's book it, baby. You're gonna be smiling.
And here's what I think for you, Divine. I think it's gonna be a close game, but the Dodgers win in the ninth.
Okay.
And then the Mets win their next game. That's what I think.
Okay.
I'm sorry, man.
I got you.
No problem.
No hard feelings, Divine.
Well, I'm good, brother. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna keep hope alive. But yeah, man, this all good, man. Y'all so BS Sports Jet are gonna have to watch along with the Mets and the Dodgers, man. Y'all can check that out at 4, and all that good stuff, man. But yeah, we keep this Nick thing going. To the chat, man. Y'all make like subscribe to the channel and all that good stuff, man. I ain't going away right now. I just want to let y'all know that, man. And looking forward to the season coming up. Training camp starts in another month, and after that, man, it's time for the season to kick in. Ready for us to get this ball rolling, get the season popping, and let the Knicks go out here and make it happen. I'm optimistic about the season, man. I really am. I'm truly optimistic about it, and I'm always optimistic when I see things being done the right way. And this summer we had a great summer with the New York Knicks organization, top down, bringing Scott Perry back, getting a good draft, bringing back key players on a free agent market back to the team, picking up to some additional pieces like Fournier and them guys. Hopefully we get a healthy Mitchell Robinson. I love what I've seen out of Sims, Grimes, and McBride and Rocco.
And my rookie of the year is Miles McBride.
You think so? I hope he got playing time like that, man. He gonna definitely have to get some playing time to get that because the Knicks is a deep roster. But I do think he make that third point guard unless Valdoza come out there and shock all us.
I think he's gonna shock us this year to win Rookie of the Year.
Okay. I like that optimism, man, for sure. I like that for sure. But yeah, man. But listen, man, God, I just wanted to come on today, man. Give you guys a little bit of info on the schedule thing like that, man, and we're going to get this thing popping, man. And I'll see y'all guys sometime next week.
Hey, Divine, good seeing you, buddy.
Likewise, Chris. Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate you, man.
Chris, I'll see you a little later.
Yep.
And hey, Jedi, I will be back in the stream a little later when the game starts. Keep me updated on the Mets and Dodgers score.
Oh, I'll definitely do that. Definitely. I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone there. I'm gonna start hitting out to go get that stream up and running. Thank you so much again, everyone out there listening, for the program. Thank you
Hey,
for
do you mind if I bring a friend on when you come back on?
Yeah, definitely. No problem. We'll put him there in the chat. Definitely, absolutely, no problem with that. And we'll get the Mets going right. We'll get them going. But once again, I want to thank everybody here for the NBA for the Knicks Real Talk, breaking down these first 2020-21 season schedule. It was phenomenal. It was great. That's what makes us fans, the thinking and putting that wishful thinking of how well our Knicks are going to do. Getting excited and wishing that or
And I
talking
just
for
got
existence.
one more
How are we
take
going to win?
before I go.
And thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I got the Oklahoma City Thunder 2023 drafting Bronny James Jr. and LeBron will come to Oklahoma City Thunder in 2023.
Okay. Hey, listen, you know I got the receipts right, Chris, right here, brother. Yeah, that's
I
all
would
right.
love that.
I'll see you later.
Yep. All right, bro. All right, Chris. Yo, man, salute to the chat, man. Y'all already know, man. Y'all already know what make the show, man. Salute to the chat. Y'all for chiming in always, man, keeping us afloat. AP, thanks for coming aboard, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Divine.
All right, buddy. Tara Gatson, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Everybody, man. Thank y'all for coming on today. I just want to get in here on a Sunday, man, and give us a little bit of Nick talk and all that good stuff, man. Elton said, "Wow, that was a good one." Yeah, Elton, I can't front on that. Yes, sir.
When is the New York Knicks preseason schedule? I haven't seen it come out yet.
Me neither. Soon as I get it, I'll let you know it. Or if you get it from me, you let me know. You can keep me.
Can you text me if it comes out?
I sure will. Absolutely, Chris. No doubt about it.
All right, I'll see you later, Divine. Love you,
okay,
buddy.
Love you too, man. Take care. Yo, salute to everybody, man. Thank y'all for chiming in today, man. Great show, great time. I appreciate y'all. And y'all just staying tuned. Knicks Real Talk, man. We all over this thing, man. Y'all like, subscribe to the channel. You know, we're going to see y'all, man. We're going to get a pop.
And I just wanted to tell you, on my cell phone the other day, I subscribed to the Knicks Real Talk on my phone.
I see that, Chris. I appreciate you so much for doing that, man. Welcome for being part of the family. Come on here anytime, man, and join the family and keep it moving, man. I love that. I appreciate you for that, man. And enjoy that game, man. Go Mets.
Go Mets and Dodgers.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Love you, buddy. I will come back in when Divine comes on. Sir.
All right. All right, everybody, man. Listen, everybody up there in New York area, man. Y'all got the storms coming through there, man. A little hurricane type thing. Y'all be careful up there in New York and the metropolitan area and all that, man. Just be safe up there, man. You already know, man. Remember, COVID-19 is still out here, man. The variants is still out here. Now make sure you take care of yourself and wash your hands with your mask.
And do you mind if I tell Alton Lee something, the guy that said salute to me?
Yeah.
Hey, Alton, I just want to tell you something. My mom and dad are nurses in Oklahoma City at OU Medical Center Hospital. Their names are Regina and Steve Hall. If you can just pray for them, I will appreciate that, Alton.
Oh,
they have been taking care of COVID patients.
Yeah, absolutely. We sure will, man. D-Ross said weak storm. Oh, good to know that, D-Ross. Thank you, man. I'm glad to hear that, man. I know y'all not on harm's way up there, man. So, yo, man, y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday, man. And, go out there and watch some football, watch some sports. And I appreciate y'all chiming in. The family is always in here with me, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all already know. And everybody on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you at, man. Thank y'all for chiming in.
Peace out, buddy.
Peace, man. I'll see y'all next one, man. We go, man. Peace. Yo, salute. Knicks Real Talk, man. Divine. About to get out my grind, hop in the Black Knight. About to make it happen, man. Knicks Real Talk. We all over the place. About to get it popping. Divine, Bronx, Jedi, 7-6. The night show, the morning show. Knicks Real Talk, man. About to get in the Black Knight.
Knicks Real Talk. Let's get it popping. We hopping like topping in the Jumpman brand. Ain't no stopping. Divine and Bronx, Jedi, 7-6. We live from Facebook, Twitter, to Twitch, and all that shit. We number uno, the promo that blow like nitro. Now the streets are buzzing, so we flow with the night show. So spike them likes below. That thumbs up, run them up, and you double up, cause it's Knicks Real Talk, and we on the come up. We'll salute to the cats in the chat. So where it's at, now you place the chats. When I pace that under space, where our faces at. We lace these cats with news, notes, stats. Game recap, no hyperbole, we straight facts. In fact, we stay lit like a candle throughout the handle on the banner. We vibe, so subscribe to the channel. Real talk. Knicks Real Talk.
Yo, salute everybody, man. Appreciate y'all chiming in today, man. Knicks Real Talk, man. We out of here. And yeah, KJ, for sure, man. I'll get you up in here, man. I'll send you a link whenever you want to come on, KJ. Just follow the link in the chat, man, and you just stream y'all to hop right on, man. I love to have anybody, man. We family up in here. This is what we do. Knicks Real Talk, man. We all over the place, man. We're gonna keep this thing popping. Y'all just make sure y'all, continue supporting the show, keep subscribing to the channel and all that good stuff. And I'll see you cats on the next episode, man. One, peace.